Alright. Also messing with studio mode because I wanted to like smoothly transition to desktop capture without going to game capture first, if that makes sense. But that involved like making sure that I don't accidentally leak anything. But every time I try to use studio mode though, I accidentally do it wrong because I have a hotkey set up usually. And then when I press the hotkey though, it also kind of unmutes me, or it does or doesn't, or depending whether or not I transition through the window versus pressing the hotkey. Because if I press the hotkey, it just automatically unmutes me. That's what I'm used to. If I don't use the hotkey, then it doesn't, you know, unmute me, and I end up being muted. Anyway, put that away, put scenes away. I don't usually have scenes on my OBS. I don't need scenes. I simply press hotkeys usually. Anyway, all right. By the way, I have because you know I was playing like the Awaria OST usually, but I figured might as well play the musician's other, you know, album just because, for variety's sake, I guess. At least in the beginning. But what do I usually say? Well, today is Saturday, December 28th, 2024. Today I will do the dumb decision of just continuing to play Awaria, even though I feel like that's like a cardinal sin for streamers, you know, spend too long on a game. I feel like, unless it's like a multiplayer, you know, PvP game. Otherwise, you don't spend too long on like a single player game, you know, it gets stale fast. But really want to beat that last level on hard mode, so I'm just gonna return to it and try to beat it today, at least, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, hello, Blue Dragonfly. But that's the plan. So who is this squirrel? This is a squirrel girl. I don't know. There's only lore the squirrel girl you see over here, like thumbnail. You see her face, but then does she turn to a skeleton or something? No, that's what I remember anyway. It's like she freaking dies in space. I don't know. Anyway, again, just playing this because it is related to the music in Awaria. Often the developer and Mitzi, I guess, collaborate, it seems like. I mean, they only collaborate like 3 times, at least in the main games anyway. What was I gonna say? I totally forgot. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention again that you get copyright claim for playing their music though. I wonder if you get copyright claim for this album. Probably. I mean, does it say? Usually there's like a little notice. Doesn't have it here. I mean, they're the one that made it, but you know. Anyway. Anyway, I'm just gonna, I guess, pause this and then get into the game. Let's see, it's gonna do that. Okay. So last time I went through the entire. Well, I mean, last week I went through the entire game already on standard mode, and then I was like, you know, that was pretty fun. Let me try doing hard mode, because if you do hard mode, you actually unlock at least the gallery and everything. It's kind of just a bonus, not super important, but you know, I feel like in order to be a gamer, I need to beat it on hard mode, and so I spent a long time doing so. The first several levels not too bad, but then the last level I still couldn't beat it. And it seems like everyone else is beating it. But I don't know. I'm looking at average hours, like how long to beat.com or whatever, and like seems like, oh, hard mode, oh, you could beat it in like 4 hours, easy. And it's like, what? I spent more like 10 hours at this point. I don't know. I also I wanted to spend some time practicing actually off screen, but I didn't get a chance to because, well, I opened the game on. I mean, let's just like go, but I don't know. How do I play again? Anyway, I was gonna mention that I don't know what the meta is anymore. I forget what to do. But I wanted to play the game off screen, right? And everything to practice is the idea. I'm dead. I don't know. But I opened it on my other account, my main account, which I don't really usually stream. You know, when I'm just like off screen, just doing other things, just doing normal computer stuff. I use a different account. You know, I didn't used to do this, but I decided to do that well, not recently, but rather at some point, because I want to separate the streaming from the main account in case I want to use display capture, right? So that's why I've been using display capture much more recently, because it should be safe for the most part, unless I accidentally open, you know, you can go to the C drive accidentally and somehow, I don't know, open up the folder where I have all my taxes and my, you know, private information. I hopefully don't do that. It requires a lot of extra steps to do that, I feel like. I don't know. I mean, I even considered like somehow encrypting the folder, but that sounds like annoying, I feel like, if you try to encrypt the folder. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not paying attention to the AoE there. Anyway, that's all to say that when I tried to play it on my main account on this computer, it didn't have the save file, it seems like, you know. It's connected to my Steam account. I guess it's not connected to Steam Cloud. I'm not sure how that works, but seems like when I tried to play on my main account, it didn't have the save. So I actually decided to just go through. Okay, I'll go through the game again. You know, I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to open up my other account just to like go through the game and get the save file again. So I just decided to do it all over again. And so I did off screen. I did through hard mode, all the levels all over again. Completely a little bit faster. But I got stuck in the second last level. so I was like, you know, I'll come back to it. But I never did. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that I never actually got any practice on this particular level, as it turns out. So I never got any of it accomplished. unfortunately. This is what I'm trying to say. Oh, damn it. I thought I hit the skull. And I still don't really know the meta for this. I don't get the meta. I don't know. Like, I've played hard games before, and usually there's like a certain pattern, you know? I even learned the Reva pattern. That was just a really random thing, but like, there's a game called One Step from Eden, which has gameplay that is definitely reminiscent of the final level of Helltaker, right? The developer's other game that got super popular. Where you would like move around in the grid-based system, right? There's like specific tiles on the board you would move in like real time, and you would use it to dodge. In One Step from Eden, there's a particular boss, especially I think on... like, I mean, the way it works in One Step from Eden is like a roguelike game with Mega Man Battle Network type inspired combat, you know, and everything. And in one of the bosses, when she gets like really hard, like in the later levels, if you get her in a run anyway, she has like a very certain pattern, you know. Her name is Reva, uses a big shield. And in One Step from Eden, she would have these very specific patterns that are like very hard to recognize. They like so many projectiles all happening at once. But then I was one of the first ones, I mean not first one, but at least one of the ones that documented the pattern and actually learned it and actually really got good at dodging it. So I like doing that, you know, where it's like a very specific pattern where you gotta be in this specific spot and dodging everything. Kind of like bullet hell. But it's very strict, you know, where you need to be. Well, you know, I played those type of games before. I like doing them, but this one, I don't know. Something about it. It's just because it's too free form. You just like moving around. Like the pattern just doesn't seem clear to me. I think it's because the main thing, a lot of patterns are kind of based on where you were, which I don't like. You know, it's like I don't want that many variables. I want it to like just be the same. No, the attack always be the same, no matter what. That would be nice. Instead of these enemies trying to chase you, you know, and the AoE always shooting where you were, things like that. Anyway, but it's just me complaining. So it's hard to understand where the safe spots are because it always seems to be changing contextually. It's very difficult for me to like narrow down, you know? Also, hello, fans of game, by the way. Fans of games. Have you considered what type of genre of games? You gotta be more specific. You're fans of games. But that you're fans? Like plural? Are you a fan or fans? Are you multiple people? If so, that's against TOS, I think. Probably? I mean, in most websites it is. You're not supposed to share your accounts. That's like a fundamental rule of IT security, I think. By the way, I don't know if I ever mentioned this. I think I might have once, but I wanted to get into IT support, by the way. I couldn't. It's because it seems like currently the industry is like very oversaturated. You know, like a lot of things, I guess. But I did like want to go through a program actually that teaches you basic IT support. You know, there's a very infamous, you know, it's more like infamous, I feel like, a program by Google, you know, that kind of has like a video course series and you know, you self-learn and all that. I was able to actually get an application in, you know. I mean, you could pay for it basically, but I actually got like a thing where a non-profit organization actually paid it for me, so that's nice. And I procrastinated, you know, for a long time and never actually went through the video course for a while. But recently, in the last few months, you know, I've been trying to like, okay, sit down, okay, you know, might as well take advantage of this opportunity to just like learn all the things. Even though I might not get a job in IT because it's fucking super oversaturated and everything, and a ton of like tech workers got laid off like last year or something, and therefore it's incredibly flooded. But you know, might as well, right? Just for the learning opportunity, just for personal growth, I guess. You know, you should learn things because so you just learn things, not because, oh, not mainly because just to get you a job, I guess. Because it's more useful to just to learn things for everyday life, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Or maybe that's just an excuse. Anyway. But that's what I've been doing, and you know, I only mentioned that because I'm reminded of the last module, I guess. What do you call it? Not module. Last course, I guess. There's like 5 courses technically. You used to watch a bunch of videos. I don't know. They don't expect you to absorb the information very well, to be honest. The quizzes, like, you do little quizzes, but like they're super easy. But like the actual material is like super complicated. I don't know. I always hear that like apparently the technical stuff isn't as hard, but when you actually get into like the really technical stuff, it gets really hard actually. There's so much terminology you're supposed to remember, and the actual program doesn't quiz you on it necessarily. I mean, you gotta get certification, I guess. You gotta get like CompTIA A+ or whatever. That's when you need actual like memorization and like flashcards and all that, which I don't know if I'll pursue. But anyway, what was I trying to say? The last course of the IT support Google certificate program thing is IT security, actually. So I've been learning a ton of that. It's very complicated, at least to me, because it's just so many concepts. But, you know, one of the basic concepts anyway, that at least I learned from it, is you shouldn't share your accounts, actually. It's a bad thing to do, because it undermines the whole point of having so many types of encryption and, like, passwords and so many fail-safes in the first place. If you just share your account, you know, it's like, that's what they always tell you, you know? I mean, that's already something I already knew, but as a general rule, they always tell you whenever you really like sign up for an account on YouTube or like, you know, I don't know, RuneScape. I remember, you know, it's like always a terms of service. It's like, do not share your account with anyone else. If somebody asks for your password, you know, no one will ever ask for your password. Even officials, staff employee will never ask for your password. Things like that. That is the general rule. You shouldn't do that. Oh, what? Really? Freaking dog. Anyway, that's what I've learned. And some PowerShell commands, I guess, sort of. I don't really have it memorized, but, you know, you can open PowerShell and put little commands that show you your IP address, I guess. Is that fun? Hopefully I don't do that on stream, you know, so that's how you get your IP address leaked. We just mess around the command lines, I guess. Or you can like break a computer, I guess. I don't know. You know, just start deleting your registry list, whatever. I don't know if they taught you that. But I imagine you don't want to do that. I need that. Ah, damn. It's so hard. This level is so hard because I'm just trying to pay attention to the requirements of the generators, but like also, if I pay attention to the generators, then I get hit because that's the moment I'm not paying attention. Like, it's already hard enough just to pay attention just to live. That's already hard enough. Like, to pay attention to like what the generators need. That's you know, something that I can't really do at the same time. You know, I've always said that multitasking, you know, multitasking is so overrated, by the way. You always see it in a lot of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of job postings, basically. And I feel like, I don't know, do they emphasize it in school? I don't remember if they did or not. It's been a while since I've been in school. I don't know, it just seems like an important skill, you know, everyone always wants you to learn or something. But like, multitasking is a bad idea. Like, literally your brain cannot handle paying attention to multiple things at once very well if you divide your attention in such a way. It's just a bad idea. Like, you shouldn't do it. Like, have you ever heard of texting and driving? You know, it's like, it's exactly the problem. When your like attention is split between two things, you're not going to be able to like use the full functions of your brain very well. And the way it usually works is like with multitasking, it's really just like rapidly going back and forth. paying attention or concentrating to certain things, and then just rapidly going, but you know, you can do worse. Overall, it's not a good thing to multitask. You shouldn't multitask, in my opinion. That's not a skill that anyone should emphasize. But somehow it's become very like a corporate thing to do, you know? It's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if things has changed. I wouldn't know, I guess, but I do feel like it's somehow like it's a skill. You gotta like multitask. You gotta multitask everything. If you're not gonna multitasker, then you're dumb, I guess. And it's like, no. No, you shouldn't multitask. That's not a smart thing to do. What you should do, in my opinion, is that you should prioritize. You know, you should prioritize your tasks. Like, you know, have like a list, you know, have a plan, do things in a specific order, and, you know, learn to prioritize. Not multitask. Multitask is a bad idea. It's how people die in car crashes, as I mentioned before. You know? That's my opinion anyway. Stop teaching kids to like multitask. Stupid. That's my rant. I don't know. Again, this is gonna be like a rambling stream. Again, this is what happens when you play something. When I play something that has no narrative, like what am I supposed to do? This is just I was gonna say, look at just chatting stream in the skies, really. So this is where I just talk about random stuff. The majority of the stream, I mean, I'm hoping I can beat this at some point. I just get lucky and I just win, you know, that'd be nice. Is this what speedrunning feels like? You know, you just keep doing something over and over again until you get lucky? I don't know. That. Oh, damn it. I didn't realize they were going to do the big AoE. Trying to get to the other side. Why did the chicken cross to the other side? Or... yeah, why did I ruined the punchline. Well, the point is there is no punchline. I was going to say, like, why did the chicken cross the road, you know? Get to the other side. Why did the fused Awaria employee, you know, try to get to the other side? To freaking fix the generator, dummy. I need this. Recharge that. Recharge this. Oh, really? Hopefully my controller is fine. By the, you know, a very common thing. It keeps happening, and I should stop doing it. But like, my controller keeps falling off my desk because I keep putting it on my desk, and you know, when I reach for something, like I hit it with my elbow, it keeps falling off my desk. So far, it works fine. I'm surprised how durable it is. It's a, I think PlayStation 4 controller. I don't have a PlayStation 4, but I just have a PlayStation 4 controller, I guess. That's just how it is, I guess. But, you know, I'm surprised how durable it is. Because it still works, seemingly. Unless there's some kind of, like, weird, subtle thing I'm not noticing. Like, you know, somehow the wires are all wrong now, and there's, like, latency or something, but I don't know. I wouldn't know that, I guess. Oh, damn it. I dashed into it. I was trying to get to the generator by dashing down, but dashed too much. Okay. There was a stray bullet. Because I was trying to pay it. Every time I was paying attention to the generator, I can't see the bullets when I'm paying attention to the freaking generator. I'm looking at the number and being like, okay. Oh, not number, but rather, you know, the symbol rather. Okay, like okay, what do I need from this? Okay, it's like, I'm already dead before I can think of what I'm supposed to be doing. The little dogs as well. I call them dogs. I guess they're more like deer. I don't know, to me they're dogs. They act like it anyway in video games. Freaking little dogs that bite your ankles. What do I need? I need one on the left. See, I'm like I'm picking stuff up and going to the other side, even though I don't need to. It's like because I'm trying to get the freaking materials in my hands before anything else. Ah, oh my god, there's just no safe spot. Can't stay in one freaking spot. They keep spawning. Come on! I did not. And I gotta. Oh man, but then I gotta do this. See, this is the problem. You know, I looked up tips about this level, and I saw the same tips someone mentioned last time. It was like, "Oh, take your time. You got plenty of time." No, you freaking don't. You know, fuck you, fuck you. No, you freaking don't. You don't have plenty of time. See, they're like generous. They'll freaking die, especially if they need advanced materials, and they're like, I don't have them ready yet. I'm trying to survive. I'm just trying to recharge the advanced materials, but I can't. No, you don't have player time, idiot. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just frustrated. Did I not get that? Come on, give me that. I gotta recharge that. Like, I have to wait to recharge, because it's not safe to recharge yet. This one. Oh my god, the freaking dog! I dash in and try to, like, get out, but I can't. Gotta charge that. Gotta charge that. Oh! Freaking projectiles. Yes, because of the big dog exploded. I see, it's funny. Let's keep track of. Crazy. By the way, my title is, my New Year's resolution is to beat this level, by the way. Can you do that, by the way? I've never actually made a New Year's resolution. I just see it in movies, and I'm like, you're supposed to do that? I didn't know that. I just never did. I just assumed it's a fictional thing. I thought only characters in movies do that. It's like, my New Year's resolution is blah 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 blah. I just don't think they do it. But I was just thinking, are there rules around that? Like, can you make a New Year's resolution before the New Year's? Is that a thing you do? Or what's the expiration date of making New Year's resolutions? Because I'm making it before New Year's. There a certain time limit? Can you make them a week before? 2 weeks before? Maybe an entire year before. You know, in that case, why is it called New Year's resolution? Well, I guess if you're making it... Well, technically, I guess if you're making it a year before, it would be a New Year... I mean, it makes sense. It'll be a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution. But what if it's like a 2-year resolution, you know? What if you make a New Year resolution in 2 years? Well, how does that work? Like from 2 years from now or something. You know, you resolve to do something instead. Oh my god, oh my god. I gotta recharge this, but I can't because I didn't press the button. Oh my god. God, oh my god, I hate friggin' this, and that. You have all the time in the world. For some reason that advice irks me. You have all the time in the world, I need that. You don't have all the time in the world. You have limited time on this planet. Everyone dies. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I got so... I guess existential right away. But it's true. You have limited time on this planet, and that's why you must spend it playing video games. That's how it works. And let's become a ghost. And that's the lore of this game. You become a ghost, by the way, if you die. Like, it doesn't seem all that bad. Apparently, you kind of lose your memories, sort of, but like otherwise, your personality and everything is mostly intact. And you still get to eat food, so it doesn't seem all that bad. I don't know. Maybe there's like a horror twist so you can learn maybe in the gallery art book, you know, behind the scenes concept things. I mean, I'm assuming the ghosts maybe are reliant on technology in this world. I'm not sure. So usually they cause havoc to destroy the machines, not to like continue the machines to, you know, continue making them work. It's quite the opposite, actually. So it just seems like, you know, we need these shield generators to keep the ghosts from attacking us in the first place. Let's do this one first, I guess. God, this is the worst. Oh my god. Need this, that. Oh, damn it! Hate the AoE so much. I hate that it just kind of shoots where you are, and like it just continues. Like the range is crazy. Oh, damn it. Couldn't get back to the safe area. Anyway, ghosts. Doesn't seem so bad. You get turned to a ghost in this world, in the video game. You die in the game, you just become a ghost. Now here's the question, like, in a lot of fiction, you know, a lot of like supernatural fiction, when people turn to ghosts and everything, how many ghosts are on the planet though? Because if everyone turns into a ghost, wouldn't that lead to an overpopulation of ghosts? Like, how would that work? Like, every square inch of this planet would just be a ghost, you know? It's like, isn't it getting like really, really crowded? I feel like. I don't know how that works. That one. Oh my god. Oh, what? You know, I don't like... the biggest thing, I guess, is when they combine the AoE with a summon. It's like, then it feels like there's no space to actually dodge the things. Also the dogs. I hate the dogs. Well, why did they just dash at you, you know? They should go, like, slowly dash at you. They shouldn't, like, whoosh. They should go whoosh. You know, that'd be nice. Guess that'd be too easy. I don't know if that makes any sense, by the way. Whoosh versus, you know, like, instead of dashing super fast, they would dash slowly at you. You have time to, like, get out of the way, you know? Be nice. That's kind of like a... I don't know. I feel like it's a sin in, like, bullet hell. It's not bullet hell necessarily, but it's often compared, you know, to bullet hell. Like, you don't want your bullets to go so fast that you can't react to it. And if it does go fast, there should be, like, an obvious pattern to it. You know? Usually you go like a medium or even slow speed. And that's the whole point of bullet hell, is that it covers the screen with a bunch of projectiles. Because they're slow, they're not fast. You know, maybe this is just slow for the developer, you know? The brain is just on the... I don't know how old the developer is, but like... That's why I feel like about a lot of the younger generation, you know? Everything just goes so fast. You know, TikTok memes and whatnot, it's just like, everything's just 3 times speed for some reason. And my brain doesn't go that fast. How can you absorb anything that's going that fast? I think that is the case, where you don't. It's just mindless. That's why they call it brain rot, you know? How are you supposed to learn anything, you know? These days, kids these days don't craft memes as they used to back in the old day, you know. Back in the day, memes had substance to them, you know. Back in the Numa days, you know? Numa day. Numa or something. I don't know the lyrics to it. It's for some reason it's the Numa dance. It's just a guy dancing to it, I guess. What do you even call it dancing? He's just, you know. I think he was sitting down. I can't remember now. What was the Numa meme again? It's just it's just a guy in front of a camera, just you know, raising his arms up and down. I think, and like somehow it became like a funny meme. Okay. And then, oh, damn it. Oh, it was in the way. I can't get out of the way when it explodes. Freaking explosion enemies. Freaking... That is a trope in a lot of video games, you know? They always just self-destruct in your face. It's annoying. Because, as the player, you know, we have a lot to lose. But the, you know, the enemies that explode, at least in the context of the game anyway, they have nothing to lose. It's supposed to be a trade-off, you know? If you're gonna freaking self-destruct, it'll be like a big thing where you go like, you have a lot to lose, but like you're just a random NPC. You're a dime a dozen, you know? And somehow you're causing massive damage. What the heck? Leave that. Oh my god. Oh my god! I guess that. Here's the advance. Oh, and then, what? Really? I was about to dash. Didn't go fast enough, I guess. Here we go for like another 4 hours. I'm gonna beat this in 4 hours. My Christmas is ruined, I guess. Well, is Christmas over actually? I don't know. I guess Christmas is over. Really? I'm gonna start moving yet. They just started summoning. They shouldn't have a hitbox yet. Come on. I guess I should concentrate, but if I concentrate, it's just me silently playing the game. And that's no fun. Ooh. Oh, what? Oh, the skull, right. You also don't have time either, because if you wait for the skulls to explode, then they shoot you at a very, like, inconvenient time, where you're not able to dodge any of the bullets. Oh, come on. That. Okay. I wonder, is there any point in leaving the big dog alive? You know, that's the thing actually, where like somehow like, it's harder for some reason. I know certain games, you know, there's a mechanic where if you do certain actions, it actually makes it harder for some reason. I can't really remember like a specific one off the top of my head, except there's one I remember in Dark Souls. Something I didn't realize is that one of the bosses in that game, Grave Lord Nido, who's like a skeleton dude, skeleton necromancer guy. There's a hidden mechanic that I didn't know about, you know, even though I play a lot of Dark Souls and everything, I only learned about it way later. Is the fact that if you have a light source, actually, when you fight Grave Lord Nido as like a boss and everything, then he actually spams like a super powerful move at you 100 million times until you die. It's like really hard to like deal with. He spams like a thing where he's like summons a bunch of swords underneath your feet, and it's like really hard to dodge. It felt like, I remember a long time ago. No matter what I did, I was like, why am I dying this Great Lord Nito guy? You know, because I remember the first time I fought him, my first playthroughs or first multiple playthroughs, like, oh, it's super easy. You know, this guy's just a big skeleton guy. You know, he has a gimmick where he summons skeletons and all that, but like, it's super easy. Great Lord Nito is not that hard. It's an easy boss. And it was like, but then I kept dying to him because he kept doing the super move over and over and over and over and over again. I was like, what was going on? As it turns out, I had like a thing, like a hat, basically, that you know, glowed. It's like a funny sparkly hat, essentially. And he was pissed off about that, so he just kept doing it. I didn't realize that was the thing. I looked up guides and tips, and it's like, what's going on? And it's funny because I remember the guides would be like, oh, you know, Great Lord Nito just dodges attacks, and that's it. You know, I was like, what? You know, he summons skeletons, that's all. But nobody ever told me that it's a hidden mechanic, or if you have some kind of life source in his boss fight, the boss fight becomes almost unbeatable. At least it felt like it anyway. I wonder if there's any kind of like challenge run, you know, where somebody actually beat Great Lord Nito with that condition. I'm not sure. Probably possible. I mean, if you use a shield, maybe. Who uses shields? Disgusting. You're not allowed to use shields in Dark Souls. You are only allowed to use shields in RPGs. You know, if it's like a pure RPG, then shields are cool because they just increase your defense stat. But like in Dark Souls, it just makes it boring because they just hold up the shield and like the meter, your stamina meter. Oh no, stamina management. You keep track of your stamina, I guess. Like bleh, boring. I'd rather dodge instead. More interesting. Dodge things. I want to actively engage in my defense, you know, in video games, if that makes sense. I don't like passive defense. We just hold down the block button. You know, most video games, even I feel like when it's in some kind of action game, even like some kind of beat 'em up or something like that, or like a third-person action fighting game or something. Not fighting game, but you know, a third-person action game, whatever. It's like you hold down the dodge button, you know, and it's like nothing happens. At least, well, depending on the game. I mean, a lot of modern games actually, it's more interesting actually, because there's like perfect blocking, there's parrying, things like that. But it used to be a lot of video games. I remember back in my day, especially 3D action games, you hold down the block button and nothing is accomplished. You know, the way the game's designed anyway. You just kind of hold down the block button and it's like, okay, you block. And usually that's it, you know, your character just blocks the attack. Sometimes they take chit damage, but you know, generally speaking, the enemy attacks you and then you block and that's it. It's kind of boring, you know, because it's very passive instead of reactive and more engaging. Like, for example, Sekiro, where you actually have to press the block button, and you're actually, at least in that game anyway, if you block things with good timing, you reduce the enemy's, what do you call it? I can't remember what you call it, but you know, you reduce a meter of some sort. And you reduce the meter enough, especially in boss fights, then you do a special move and you do damage, basically. So essentially, like, with parrying and blocking and all that, if it's in an interesting way where you're actually making progress in a fight, then that's interesting. But if you block and nothing gets accomplished, then it's a very boring design, I feel like. So I thought I grabbed the freaking NES cartridge that last time. I guess I didn't have it, so I thought I had it. That. I gotta grab that. I'll grab this, put that there. I'll put that there. I need the NES cartridges. Put it there. That there. Put this here. I can recharge that, of course. I don't know what I need. What do I need? Ah, oh, man. Like, at that time I was just like panicking because I was like, what do I need again? It's like, when I look away, I can't look away. That's the moment I die. Oh my god. Here we go again, here we go again, here we go again. Me rambling for 10 hours playing this video game and crashing out. You know, is that the new hip term? I'm always so late to these. The younger generation's hip new term slang terms. I think there's a term called crashing out, which I think just means, you know, you're just going crazy basically. Like you've had enough and you're dying, you know, you're exploding. Like the sun. You know, you're burning up like the sun. Metaphorically speaking. On an emotional level, I guess. I'm assuming. That's my assumption anyway. I don't know the real definition. Look it up. But it seems to be used in that context. Oh my god. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, damn it. If I say that, you know, I never, I was gonna say, I never really use taking advantage of just staying at the bottom on the bottom corners. Like maybe I should take advantage of that somehow. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's any safe. Oh my god, I need that. Gotta do this one first, maybe. That's the biggest thing too, you know, is you have to pay attention, like which ones you want to do first. Oh my god. I don't even see the dog, you know, it's like, I guess every time, you know what it is? I mean, this happened last time as well, but every time this, boom, 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 and then he summons, and it's like, I can't pay attention to that. Boom, 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 and then summons. It's like, oh, I'm paying attention to the projectile, I'm not paying attention to the summons. And it's like, it always catches me, I feel like. Which reminds me, what was, yeah, I went on that tangent about Gravelord Needle, by the way. The reason why I mentioned that is, I totally forgot why I even mentioned it in the first place, is because I was wondering if I should let the enemies stay alive, like the big dog and whatnot, because maybe there's an advantage to that, I'm not sure. Doesn't seem like it, but maybe there is an advantage. I didn't know there's that. Sometimes the dogs don't get, like, spawned in. You keep them alive, maybe they don't spawn in? Not sure how that works. I don't have the blue thing, come on! I had a blue thing, there's the wrong blue thing. Anyway, I was thinking like, yeah, maybe I should keep the dogs alive somehow, so like they don't keep spawning on me, you know? That's the biggest problem. But keeping them alive is also annoying, because then they just keep chasing you, obviously. I don't know. Ah, really? I was just trying to like recharge the blue thing, but no, there's projectiles. Stupid. Where should I be? I don't know. Where should I be when there's the big three things? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know where's safe. I'm trying to get on the left here. Oh my god. Charge everything too. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe I should stay in the corner. Bottom, yeah, bottom, right or left corner, you know. At least when the little dogs aren't chasing me. Because it seems like if they're chasing you, then you're dead. Okay. I need... Oh, I didn't even see what my character is. Because I was like too busy paying attention to the how many... There's like 6 seconds left. And it was like, what do I need again? I know, I didn't even see what I needed because I was too busy trying to live. I need to do this. Obviously a skill issue. It's just not how my brain works, you know? My brain works in a very specific way, and maybe it's how a lot of other people's brains work, but it's like patterns, you know? I like learning patterns. Like a rhythm game, you know, where I gotta press this button, and then gotta press this button, and then this one. Step by step, you know? This one's like, go left and right, up, down, left, right, up, down, and then you go into this and this timing, and then when it's 3 seconds left, and then you gotta go over here in this angle, and then you gotta be on this specific area in the thing. And then, oh, gotta pay attention to how many seconds are there left in the freaking generators. Oh, and you gotta do like this, and it's gonna be a summon again. Freaking, it does feel like a zoomer game, but could be wrong. Maybe it's a super easy game. Maybe it's a super easy game. Somehow, everybody says it's super easy. That's how it felt like with the Helltaker, you know? It's funny, I'm getting the same frustration as Helltaker, but in a different way, different gameplay. But like I remember people kept saying Helltaker, oh, it's so easy, it's just cute anime demon girls in suits, haha. Puzzles? Oh, those are super easy, actually. And it's like, I don't know, how many people are lying? I don't know, I can't tell. Or am I the weird one? Freaking dog. I can't like. I want to like walk past it, you know, because usually you can, you know, if you do that, for example, like just as I did there, you know, you can generally walk past the dogs because they charge and they charge past you and everything, but sometimes you're just at the wrong distance and you can't do that for some reason. I don't know. It's just, it feels like inconsistent to me. This is what I need, is that. What do I need? Oh yeah, the red thing. I need to charge this. In the corner, maybe. So. Oh, come on. That was just the normal soldiers, really. What's this one here? Oh, really? Okay, well, I gotta stop doing that. I want to go back, right? Because I charged through the line. I want to go back, like, where I want to be. I still had unfinished business in the area, but I guess I shouldn't do that. I have a problem with that, I guess. Actually, that's why I'm bad at racing games. Or anything to do with cars. Sometimes I'm like, I go in one area and I just want to, oh, I want to turn this way. And it's like, you don't turn like literally that quickly, usually, with like a vehicle. You can't just like backtrack right immediately. I mean, you can brake, I guess, and like reverse your car. But that's not how my brain works. Yes. What do I need? Oh yeah. Again, I put my eyes, or what's the word? I look away, essentially. It's like, wait a minute, I'm dead? Why can't there a moment where I can just stand still? Come on. Why do you always have to be moving? Crazy. Okay, but a dog, my dash wasn't fast enough. And it's weird as well, again, there's the double dash, seems not worth it. The double dash, I've heard that you can double dash sometimes, it seems like you can, but it's like inconsistent. It's just really weird. I feel like that's a bug, you know? I really swear that's a bug, because if it feels inconsistent, like, I don't know it's supposed to be that way. That doesn't make any sense. Why would it be inconsistent? Oh, come on. I guess there was still a bit of a cooldown. See, it's because I wanted to dash again, but it seems like there is a cooldown sometimes, and sometimes there isn't. It's just very strange. Okay. I don't know. I guess I should have waited for the soldiers to, like, move first before I tried dashing. At that time, I tried to get out the corner, but I couldn't. So I knew the corner was bad news. Here. Oh, come on. You can't stay in one corner for too long either, even though I feel like it's kind of safe, but then the dogs kill you, so I don't know. Every time. I wonder, is there like a... I mean, probably not. I don't think the game is set up for this, most likely, but I do wonder, like, what kills me the most, you know? Because I feel like it's the dogs. In which case I gotta pay attention to dogs, I guess, but... Well, I don't know. Correlation does not always equal causation. It's maybe like the dogs always kill me because other things, you know, zone me into the dogs, usually. That's how I feel, anyway. What do I need? I need the Lego piece. Oh my god, get the dogs out of here. And then what is this? I need this. Ah, oh, come on! I'm just trying to figure out what I need first. I thought I'd be safe in that corner there, I guess not. Projectiles still hit me. I need the NES cartridge. I can recharge it if possible. Oh, I need another NES cartridge, what the heck? I don't know, I just need to pay attention to my character the whole time, I feel like. Because otherwise I can't take my eye off of them because I'm gonna die. If I do. I need to physically go here. I need to physically go to the generator to figure out what it needs. And then... worry about that, I guess. I can't look at the generators, even though their timer is counting down. Okay, now I need blue. I don't know. I can't pay attention to two things at once. That's the biggest thing too. Like, you remember two things? I can't remember two things. I remember like one thing. So if I take my eyes off of it, you know, like I can only remember one thing at a time. I can't remember two things at once. That's I don't know. That's the thing I keep doing as well. I shouldn't do that. Like I rush it, and I get killed by the dogs, you know, because I rush behind the soldiers, and it's like shouldn't do that. Keep doing it in the beginning because I get frustrated. Okay, gotta figure that out. Oh, it's gonna explode. Oh my god. Gotta put it over here. Okay, put that over there. What does it need? Okay, that. It needs the red thing. It needs the blue thing. This is like the longest I've survived. Only the 3. What the heck? Red thing. Now this, I need the NES cartridge. Recharge that. Oh, really? I was trying to double dash. I shouldn't try. I should not have double dashed. I was trying to double dash. It didn't work. I should not have. That was the last resort, you know. I was like, oh damn it, I'm stuck in this thing and I gotta double dash, and I couldn't. Oh, come on. Here, what does it need? You need blue, not blue, you need red, rather. That's also the second phase as well, it's like... I don't know, okay, gotta pay attention. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Red thing... And then he does the 1, 2, 3. I keep saying he. It's not a he. The final boss is not a he. As far as I know. I mean, it's a big mechanical thing. I'm not sure if that's a manifestation of something else. just a... It seems to be the final boss's JoJo stand, actually? I'm not sure. Okay, Lego piece? Lego block, really. Okay, put that there. I need the blue briefcase. I don't know, what do you call these? Damn it! I was trying to like put the Lego piece in the red thing to like recharge it, and it was like, I'm already being accosted. Like, let me recharge my advanced resources in peace. You know? Oh my god. Okay, wait, go. Still dead, but whatever. Okay, wait. And then go. I just don't want to wait, you know? Yeah, at least in the beginning. Ah, the skull. Okay, dogs. And some of the soldiers last time. At that time, weird. I need the red piece. I barely got that. I guess I'm also put that there for now. Okay, put that there. I recharge that. What do you need? You need that. You need red. Oh my god! I was trying to stay at I would say yellow. It's not really yellow. It's like tan, I guess. I was saying the tan yellow piece. I want to grab, you know, grab it, recharge it. You know, I don't know. That split second just kills me, I guess. I don't want to do that. I don't want to like just not stay it and recharge it because it bites me in the ass later when I don't have the resources ready, right? So that's exactly the problem. I hate it. I hate it. If I just grab it without recharging immediately, it's very you know, inefficient. I gotta recharge it too while I'm in that area. If I stay in that area for too long, I also just freaking die to everything else. So, oh my god, I hate this setup. This is super unlucky. What do you mean? I need like 2 advanced resources. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, god damn. That's the thing too I complain about. It's luck, you know, a lot of it's luck too. It's like if you get like unlucky with the resource placement. I don't like that though. I don't really like luck in video games. You know? I don't know. I think it's how I mean, I don't know. It has a lot to do with real life. Real life already is like dependent on luck. A lot of times I feel like hard work doesn't pay off. Meritocracy is a lie. Anyway, what am I trying to say? But you know, in video games, you know, I don't really like luck in the first place. I mean, I don't know. We get like a critical hit animation in Fire Emblem is really cool. But other than that, other than critical hits in RPGs, I don't like luck. I don't know. Like, I like things to be predictable and be like, okay, this is what you did wrong and this is what you did right. And you just do this exactly, you know? And that's how you win. I guess. Makes it more, to me anyway, I mean depending on the way the game's designed, but to me, it feels more rewarding, you know? When you do something that you're supposed to do, the way it's defined, instead of relying on luck. Because it feels like if, you know, if you're unlucky, then it's just annoying. But if you are lucky, then it doesn't feel like you've earned it, you know? You just got lucky, you know? That's how it feels like, at least in the video game. Like, there's nothing to brag about, you know. You didn't do anything special. You were just lucky. That's all. Not special. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything to determine the outcome. It was just something external that gave you that outcome. What's the point? Dog didn't kill me. It's crazy. Die again. And then die again. Crazy, that stray bullet didn't kill me. Okay, that's... Ooh. Okay, I'm paying attention now because I'm getting closer and closer. Oh no! Oh no! Come on! Ugh! Whew! I got achievement, by the way. It says pain hazard, 100% hard mode. Only took me an hour, so I won't be spending 10 hours on this game for today. Ugh. That's nice. Anyway. Kiss, except no. Turns out they don't kiss, by the way. Even though they're probably like... Well, not even though, I guess, but they're, I guess they're exes? Ex-girlfriends? I don't know, ex-wife? I'm not sure. By the way, I don't know if the developer's happy with this, probably not. But, you know, I had to, like, take some screenshots of the game, and I was like, I mean, when you make thumbnails, it's, like, a lot easier to extract the resources of the game instead of taking screenshots directly from the video, if you have the chance. So, you know, I just look at the Unity files and everything. I think it's made in Unity. I think it's made in Unity. I don't know. The way the developer animates this, by the way, it's... Well, I don't know. I don't know if they do this, how they do it exactly, but at least from what I understand, it's through layers, actually. So there's the original layer of, like, the character making the smug face. The eyebrows are actually a different layer. Like a sprite or a texture, you know? It just goes up and down. And like and then there's the front portion of the layer, which is actually the hair blocking the eyebrows, by the way. You know, just a you know, fun fact. But that's how they were animated. I don't know if it's the way they actually did it, or is industry standard, but that's the way I understand. It's actually just multiple layers, and then the eyebrow is just literally just moving it up and down. And that's the way it was animated. I just find that kind of silly. Anyway, there you go. That's Awaria hard mode. Let's check out the gallery, I guess. Why as well? That's the reward. Okay. So I went through this last week, at least a little bit of it, but let's go through it again. So here's the reward for doing hard mode. I believe it's not just hard mode though. I mean, you also from beating the game on standard, but to unlock the whole thing, you need to be in a hard mode. So let's go through it. So thanks for playing Awaria. Helltaker made itself. Game development is easy. You know, developer can just make anything. Super easy. Right? This is what the game looked like in the previous years. You see. Couldn't decide on setting, right? So it was originally going to be like a noir type game, which is pretty cool actually. I wonder if they will reuse it in a different type of game. I don't know. I mean, obviously when you think of noir, you think of mystery, you know? Are they going to do a mystery genre type game now? I don't know. Doesn't really fit the MO though of developers' games. Usually developers' games not really like you just walk around, you know? Usually it's like hard. I don't know. Design a common Awaria suit is supposed to imitate bees. Now I wonder, is it like... Because obviously, well, the ghosts are green. I don't know. Like, are the suits supposed to be yellow, or the characters that we play as don't usually use yellow suits? I'm not sure. But anyway. But I guess they ditched the yellow design. Is the point. Clung to the idea that Ghost is wearing physical clothes. It didn't survive gameplay. Right, because, yeah, you don't really see them clothes. Or, they do have clothes. They're not naked, I think. But, it's just kind of part of their skin, you know? A ghost girl's still a thing. How can such a tiny game take so long to make? They made all of these other characters. Originally it was just Zamora, but there was Cutwire 1 and Cutwire 2. Nikita and Dr. Striga. I imagine Yaga was originally in the game. I'm not sure. With the boss. When the higher-ups want you gone, they exile you to work in the tunnels. Oh, okay, is that the lore? So you actually don't want to be in the tunnels, but you end up being in the tunnels anyway. Just because they don't like you. But Ula is a rare example. I guess she's the protagonist, so she just volunteers. She likes the tunnels. To reunite with her undead friend. Her drone does not appear in the cutscenes because of hard mode and because I'm too lazy. Okay. Zofia Zamora, okay, some deep lore, died from electrocution on her first day in the tunnels and came back as a shocker type ghost. Okay, so how you died is what influences your ghost powers. Not much to say, she's just very mean. Tsundere. Back when she was supposed to be the only ghost in the game, her element was going to be fire, and she summoned minions, but then other ghosts had those abilities. After the events of the game, Zamora and Storaka became a famous duo, often teaming up against powerful wraiths. Ghosts feed on human emotions like anger and pain, like the Sith, but they can feed on love as well. Unfortunately, only the most obnoxious people tend to come back as ghosts, and undeath does not make them any more likable. Oh, okay, so you don't always come back as a ghost, only if you're annoying enough, I guess. How's that work? Caroline Cutwire was cut in half by automatic doors. I mean, that reminds me... Well, not exactly, but I mean, it reminds me of like accidents, you know, that happen with escalators and elevators, you know. It's probably happened more than once where someone gets stuck in the mechanism. You know, I don't think it can happen necessarily, but they can get squished. You know, like if you fall under the escalator thing, like the way it rotates and everything literally just crushes you and runs you up. It's kind of scary. And also the elevator. I remember there was an accident where someone, you know, was stuck between the doors and they got stuck in the door as the elevator was moving to another floor. You can imagine how that works out. Nothing good. Anyway, somehow she's shorter, by the way, cut in half. And there are two of her. Huh, okay, so that's how it works? So they're not twins, they're just the same person? Like, wait, so they all got cut in half. I mean, there's the shy one, I guess, with bloody tears. I wonder how that works. Like, who's the top half and who's the bottom half? Or is it like cut in half as in, is it vertical cut in half or is it, you know, horizontal cut in half? I'm not sure. Wanted to give Cutwire projectile, would slowly fall behind the player, but couldn't figure out how it was supposed to look. But then you realize, or they realize, they could just turn the projectile into another ghost. That's how it works. So that's the second Cutwire. So I guess that's why we don't learn much about the second Cutwire, because it's the same person, actually. Okay. The one is smug and one is shy. But actually, they're both the same person. Nikita Naprava designed gameplay figured out, but had no idea what her personality was supposed to be. Tested the violent brute and insolent punk. The current version is more like a crazy motherly type. Since the last minute, her character is not explored well. Okay, I mean, that's how I felt too. Introduce all of these characters, but really we just kind of focused on Zamora and the main character, really. And I guess a bit of the boss as well. I don't know how I see her. Crazy motherly type? I guess so. I mean, she's just a tall lady. She's the tall lady stereotype. You know? She's tall. She's tall and strong, I guess. To this day, the Katan Cutwires relentlessly haunt Sector F, regularly coming up with new strategies to catch Ustorka. When the shields are up, they chilled in the lower tunnels playing Macau? I don't know what Macau is. I guess some sort of card game. How to get the cards? You know, did the cards die too? Well, I guess, again, well, the cards, or rather objects, you know, can still be interacted with when you're a ghost, I guess. So it doesn't have to be ghost cards. I was just thinking, because it's all green and everything. Seems to me like they're ghost cards. Kawars are notorious cheaters and take immense pleasure from bullying their colleague. You spell colleague wrong, by the way? Game is ruined. You spelled colleague wrong in a unlockable gallery that most people wouldn't see anyway, unless they watch a video, I guess, on YouTube. You know, bad game. Yaga woke up one day with a dream. Harem full of ghost girls. Very similar dream to the other guy. I'll take her. It was a glorious success at first, but after 20 years, her dream had gone sour. Legends say her Sector A harem consists of all the most dangerous ultra-tier ghosts that no other tunnel runner can deal with. Initially, she's going to be a huge muscular guy called Gravetaker. But then you decide to go on the canon route, I guess, where men don't exist? You know, or at least they're just background characters? I mean, that's how it was in Helltaker, sort of, as well. Other than the protagonist, I guess. It's just the thing in anime. There's a particular subset of anime, popular with men, you know, where like everyone is just a woman, actually. And there is no men. You know? This kind of reminds me of how, well, I don't know, I don't know what the word is. Controversial? I don't know if it's controversial, but like it reminds me of like, you know how like, in video games or movies or whatever, people, I say people, you know, internet people get up in arms when the character is not like a male protagonist, like boring male protagonist, whatever. Suddenly, if it's like a female protagonist, people start complaining, especially like it's, you know, anime or like anything that's its demographic is mostly men. But then if it's hot girls, then it's fine, you know. If it's like sexy girls that are still intended for men, then it's fine, you know? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, it's like a whole thing about how like, if it's for your demographic, I guess you don't see a problem. When suddenly it's not, you know, people start to complain, I guess. When normally it feels like it would be something that's supposed to be for you. But then people are not really elegant, you know, in the way they articulate that, and so people get into internet arguments, and I don't know. Anyway, again, Twitter. I see that a lot on Twitter, even though I don't usually, you know, before Elon Musk, you know, took over, I didn't see most of that Twitter drama, but then now I do. It gets recommended to me on the home page, and I hate it. I didn't used to see that. Anyway. Dr. Sylvia Sturgia died from failure, but her artificial heart became a rare scrapper type. Okay. Wanted her to look horrifying, intimidating compared to the cute girls you faced so far, but messed up. It made her way more grotesque. I'm sure she looks very scary when using her full power. We just never got to see it in the game. Oh, really? I mean, I like the design on the left, but I guess the design on the left is also probably too sexy. I mean, all the girls are supposed to be like cute and sexy, I guess. That's the whole point. I know. That's why Helltaker was popular. I don't know, I like the one on the left, though. Because the gas mask, you know, reminds me of Psycho Mantis. That's what it reminds me of. Be interesting, you know. Just add like a little Psycho Mantis twist. So you like Helltaker? You played Helltaker, didn't you, Steam user? You know, just like looks up your Steam profile and checks if you played Helltaker before. Anyway, Yaga and Striga eventually made up, temporarily, over their shared passion for denaturat. In case it's not clear, you should not drink denatured alcohol. Even one glass can result in permanent blindness or death. Yaga is a fictional character and has an illegal artificial liver transplant anyway, and Striga is dead. Okay, so that's how it works. It's like a weird cyberpunk future. Apparently, you can get like a artificial liver. I'm assuming anyway. You can't get an artificial liver in real life, can you? I mean, you get a. I was trying to think, you get like a pacemaker in a way. You know, that's very cyberpunk, but like it's a real thing in real life. You know, in a way, if you have a pacemaker, you're kind of like a cyborg. You know, it's kind of cool. Also, probably annoying too, if for some reason, you know. I imagine that I can think of like the complications that can happen if you put machinery in your body like that, especially if you need it to live. You know, it's like if it goes wrong even slightly, it's like that's probably really annoying, and you know, obviously death-inducing. But anyway, what is this? This is Tunnel Runner's cooking show. I'm Yogoda Yuxidok? I don't know how to pronounce that. Though you might know me as Baba Yaga from Sector A. Oh, okay. Just saying that. This is dialogue. I have with me Ula Ustorika from Sector F. She'll show us how she makes her signature pudding pies. Okay, oh, okay, this is a cooking recipe. I think you had this, yeah, in Helltaker as well. For some reason, it's a running gag that there's some kind of treat or pastry that you give women and suddenly they love you. And, you know, they're going to teach you how to do that too. For the pie though, for the pie dough, 250 grams of flour, 60 grams of powdered sugar. Well, I guess depends on how you portion it, I guess. 125 grams of butter and 3 eggs. Shout out to Ula's mom, who gently stole all of this from this luxurious pantry of Queen Bitch Albina Awaria herself. Huh. Who's Albina Awaria? I mean, Awaria is the title of the game. Did I miss a context clue somewhere? I don't know who Queen Bitch Albina Awaria is, to be honest. I mean, maybe he's like a super ghost, right? That's, again, name of the game. Oh no, well then Awaria is the name of the company, right? So maybe it's the CEO actually. I guess the CEO of the company. Anyway, separate the egg yolks from the whites. This recipe does not need egg white for anything, so we'll store it in the fridge and use it for scrambled eggs. Huh. I've heard about that. About like separating egg whites and the yolk. Usually people actually eat the egg whites instead. Apparently it's like less calories or something. To me, it's a waste. I just eat all of it. if I'm gonna use eggs, I'll just eat all of it. We combine all the ingredients in a bowl and make the dough by hand. If you read Cooking with Helltaker Volume 2 Apple Pie, you're already familiar with the process of making pie dough. Look at that. Look at the Helltaker. The Helltaker man. After you're done, you can throw the dough at your local slitter-type ghost. Well, we have that on hand. But they won't be able to resist the need to cut it in half. Both halves are going to rest in the fridge while we work on the pudding. Great. How clean are those, like, is that tool? You know, that, what do you call it, a bolt cutter? Oh, anyway. We'll need 2 eggs, once again, only the yolks, 200 milliliters of milk, 25 grams of butter, 15 grams of vanilla sugar, 1 tablespoon of flour, 1 tablespoon of potato starch. I wonder how much Ula's mom would charge me for a bottle of cheap honey liquor. 1/3 of the milk we will mix in a glass with flour, starch, and egg yolks. To prevent flour from forming into lumps, stir with a heavy-duty pneumatic power drill available in every sector. Oh. Or a simple fork. In the meantime, cook the remaining 2/3 of the milk with vanilla sugar. Once the sugar is melted, we can add in the flour mix we prepared. And lastly, we add the butter. Keep on the heat and stir all the time. Just make sure you don't drill enough through the pot. We're done once the butter melts and the pudding gets thick. Let it cool. Next, we'll roll the dough. Is what I would have said if we didn't have the convenient hydraulic press available in every sector. Ah yes, the hydraulic press channel. The first half of the dough will form the bottom of the pies, while the second half will be used to close them from the top. We can use an empty glass to cut the same amount of dough every time. Then we press the dough into the tart molds. Depending on the size and depth of the molds, you may end up with anything between 10 to 20 pies. Next, we'll fill the pies with spoonfuls of pudding, close the dough, push the thumb on the edges. If you end up with any leftover stuff, you can combine them together and make some spare pies. You know, and then we just need to put them in a 180-degree oven for 25 minutes or employ a smelter-type ghost to bake them pyrokinetically. Keep in mind that they tend to overbake stuff. Stop them before the pies so they get visibly dark at the edges. Okay. And then the pies will crumble to pieces if you try to take them out of the most immediately after baking. Instead, give them some time to cool down and harden. This was the Tunnel Runners Cooking Show. Join us next time. I'll teach you how to extract alcohol from the general fuel of a loaf of bread. Great. And also Helltaker. See Helltaker on the right there. Is he dead? You know, I feel like it's kind of implied that he's dead. I mean, he's just a mortal being, I guess. Well, I mean, there's just... What was it? There's like a special ending you can get in Helltaker where he ends up in a different dimension with the Beelzebub, basically. I don't know what the canonical fate of Helltaker is. But he's there for some reason. He's just there as a cameo, I guess. Anyway, that's pudding pies, I guess. I don't know. Seems complicated. You know, it seems complicated to make. I don't think I'll ever make these. But, I mean, I don't like sweet stuff in general. But I like pastries, but it's the pudding part, you know, that I might not like. I'm not sure. Depending on the pudding taste, I guess. I wouldn't know. Anyway. I'd rather just eat pancakes or something, you know? Just keep it simple. I would just do everything the same, except just just slap it all together and just make a pancake instead of doing all this like complicated stuff of just making a mold and putting pudding and making something separate and having like 5 different bowls. I'm lazy, I guess. Anyway, all right, but there you go. I guess that's Awaria. I guess I already gave my final thoughts on the game like last week. Should I do it again? I don't know. I mean, after going through hard mode, I guess some of my thoughts might have changed slightly, but they're mostly the same. I don't know. I'll just give my final thoughts again. So, so that's it for Awaria. Awaria? I don't know how to pronounce it. And I mean, yeah, overall it's pretty good. It's frustrating. I would say it's definitely, I mean, especially if you play hard mode, obviously. It's literally labeled hard mode, which is pretty tough. I feel like in Helltaker, it was also on hard mode by default, but I guess in Helltaker you can skip the puzzles, which I didn't do, by the way. I did all the puzzles fair and square, and I don't think I looked up any solutions to Helltaker. I did it all myself, I think. I could be wrong. I might have looked up one solution, I'm not sure, or at least a hint, I'm not sure. Anyway, but I remember it was really hard. Awaria is also pretty hard, but in a different way, right? So instead of like having these like very strict like block puzzle, you know, that you had to like solve in a few number of moves, in Awaria, it's more so like, it's more of like I don't know how to describe it, but like basically a lot of things are happening at once, right? It's kind of hard to pay attention. You gotta dodge the ghosts, the projectiles, and the enemies. You gotta pay attention to the generators. You know, you gotta make sure it matches. It's kind of like this weird hybrid of like a crafting game to me. It reminds me of a crafting game. You know, it's like crafting, bullet hell, you know, type game. So I don't know if I call it bullet hell. I mean, obviously depending on how broad the genre you imagine it is. To me, bullet hell is more like, you know, Toho, you know, specifically. But you know, it's kind of like a twin stick shooter, I guess, if that makes sense. Like a twin stick shooter, except you don't shoot though, you know. So I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it's kind of like that, you know, in my head anyway. But yeah, it's like, you know, especially in the later levels, like it's really hard, especially on hard mode. And I definitely have my complaints, but I think it's just me complaining. You know, it's just me like you know, being a crybaby, I guess. But I don't know, it's just really hard in hard mode. It's like this. There's so many things to like keep track of, and like it really floods your brain. And I also don't like the luck element, you know, the randomness element. I don't know. That's just a personal preference, I guess. But I personally don't like it when sometimes it's like easy to get certain materials because it's like very nearby, but then it gets really hard if you somehow get really unlucky and you do like a bunch of the advanced resources. I don't know. I don't like the luck element, I guess. This is my opinion. And I do feel like I personally wish it was more like the final level in Helltaker, right? Helltaker and I think Exam Taker, right? It was the same, where it was more grid based, because it just felt like it felt more like a rhythm game, you know, in the previous games, and at least in the final levels. Like I wanted more of that, and Awaria was kind of reminiscent of that in the sense that you're dodging stuff, but I don't know, because you're not on a grid and everything, it just feels like not as tight, you know. And I don't know, maybe it's the way the game is designed, or it's just a me thing, but I do feel like it doesn't feel as tight, you know. And obviously it's because of the way you move as a character, right? You know, at some point you get dash and everything, but I don't know. It just feels too. I don't know what the word is. Like it feels too. Like you don't get a lot of feedback. You know what you did wrong exactly, right? I feel like, for example, in like traditional bullet hell, you know, and I'm not good at bullet hell, but like at least in traditional bullet hell, there's a specific pattern that bosses always shoot at you, and then you gotta like move your character into the very specific spot, and then you slowly, you know, pay attention. You gotta go left and right, and you know, you gotta dodge things. Like in this game, you know, just too many factors that like make you feel like sometimes you're in a spot where your character just ends up dying no matter what you do. Like even you pay attention to all the patterns, sometimes the timing is just wrong and you're in the wrong position. It's like, I don't know, to me that's frustrating, but obviously maybe it's a skill issue, I don't know. Anyway, But you know, enough complaining. I do want to also mention as well. Obviously, like the game quality is still pretty good, and obviously the music is great, and the art is great too. I mean, obviously that's kind of like what made Helltaker famous in the first place. It was just a very well polished game with a bunch of freaking anime girls, and it was pretty good too. So there you go. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the game? I don't know. Again, probably a skill issue, but it was definitely as frustrating as Helltaker, though, in a different way, is basically my takeaway from this. And, you know, now, I don't know. I just have PTSD, you know, from block puzzles, and now I have PTSD from this type of game genre now. I don't know what you call it, though. I mean, it's kind of like Undertale, I guess. You know, Undertale, at least the combat, you know, also is kind of reminiscent of what people call, like, bullet hell, but it's not really exactly the same. I don't know. Anyway. But there you go. I guess that's about Awaria. I'll continue streaming and probably do something else, but as a reminder for anyone who might be watching the VOD and maybe the video eventually, if I turn into a video, I just want to let you know that what do I usually say? I forget. It's like an outro I usually do for videos. But what I usually say is, like, as a reminder, if you didn't know, I actually stream these games live, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and change the notification bell from personalized to all to get notified when I go live. Also follow my Twitch and Twitter as well. You can also check out my Helltaker playthrough as well. Look for that too. I think Helltaker and Exam Taker was kind of like the spin-off sequel-ish to Helltaker, I believe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then. Alright. But now it's time to move on to something else, I guess. I don't know what to play though. So hold on. You know, it's like I have a few things I want to play, but let me just, you know, hit this game. Oh. I guess I'll just turn on Mitzi, this album for now. I don't know. I have a lot. I actually don't know what to play exactly. I have a lot of other games I was thinking of playing, as you can see here as a whole list. I was thinking of playing Witch's Heart, but maybe that's a thing I'll do later now. Because I was only intending to play Witch's Heart because I didn't have anything else to play, but then I saw a bunch of other games that seem interesting, so I don't know. Maybe I should just go in order. Maybe I should do like a little thing where, like, just for me to decide, like put it on a wheel, you know, and spin the wheel to see which one I should play. Oh yeah, and there's also this Made in Dark, which I found. It was like really hard because you can't find the English translation anymore, so you gotta go to like a was it Internet Archive to find it or something? I don't know. I don't know if I played this. It's more like a visual novel. I was thinking of playing, I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, well I'll just do... You know, what I'll do is I'll do like a wheel thing. Is there like a wheel thing? Did I dox myself accidentally from these suggestions? I don't know. Spin the wheel picker. I want to use this one. This one seems okay. How do I do this? Mina's cooking. I actually never like actually prepared the games yet. Hungry Neighbors. Is that I can't remember. Was that a demo? No, whatever. That's maybe the little pocket dating simulator. Actually, how long is that? I'm not sure. Put it on anyway. Dead Lab Walking, I also saw. I don't know how long that is. I have to check, I guess, after. Also, there's a game by NPCKC that looks interesting. Also, another game made by Small Store Bunny that I saw on itch.io. That might seem interesting. I'll leave these later. Maybe. These are maybes. This one's, I don't know about. I don't know how the English translation is. Like, why did they, like, stop, you know, allowing the English translation? I don't know if that's a thing. Like, can they prevent people from playing it? I don't know. It just starts, like, long, so I don't know if I'll do that. Portrait of a Ghost. I saw it's a visual novel. I actually played a little bit off screen. It seemed interesting enough, but I'm not sure yet. Because I don't know if I like the writing style of the developer. No insult to the developer, because the writing style is like great and everything, but it reads like a novel, you know, it reads like a book. It's one of those visual novels that I imagine is very popular with lots of people, but it's just not for me, you know? I don't like visual novels written like a book usually. But I guess it depends. Because I played one of the other games off screen actually. Another game. Can't remember what it's called, but about an artist and everything. But I felt like I don't know. It just wasn't for me. So I imagine it's still good. It's just not for me. Anyway. But that's the idea. I'm just gonna like spin the wheel and see like which one of these games that I will play. Because I had a list and I didn't know what to play, so I'm just gonna spin. Whee! Amazing. Oh yeah, I mentioned before, like I think I was rambling before about how like I don't like randomness and everything. Ironically, I'm using randomness to the side, but I guess we'll play this one. Maybe. I was also gonna mention how like part of the reason why I don't really like gambling mechanics, you know. Ironically, even though I played gacha games in the past, but I never spent real money, you know. So gambling mechanics in video games don't really appeal to me that much. But I do feel like it's kind of like a big thing, you know. When I watch other content creators, for some reason, they're like, "Oh, you know, gambling time, everybody!" And it's like, "Yay!" And everybody's happy about it. And I'm like whatever, you know. You get lucky, we don't. It's not super important to me. Anyway, so I guess I'll try out this Astronaut, but spelled differently, you know. That's not how you spell astronaut normally, right? Not sure. You wake up aboard your ship under red emergency lights and no sign of your crewmates, except for one fresh recruit you never met before. They're a little eccentric and talk a bit weird, but it's nothing you can handle. It's fine. As the designated mechanic of Gudari 221, a vessel set to deliver a shipment of Earthian pet supplies across the galaxy, it's your job to make things go around the ship work like they're meant to. Make sure things around the ship work like they're meant to. Something went wrong, that you knew. You just hope you can figure it out before things go horribly wrong. Body horror and vomit. That's a warning, I guess. Oh. I don't really consider vomit like that extreme so to like warrant a warning, but I don't know. I guess some people might not like vomit. I mean, I guess it's realistic, you know. Well, if you draw it like a 2D, you know, like not all that detailed, I guess it's not really a big deal because see all the time in cartoons, you know, as a kid. But I guess if he's drawing like super realistic, you know, it's like realistic vomit. I guess that's disgusting. You know, not a thing I like to see. Anyway, all right. So I'll probably play this game is the idea. So let me display capture, pause that little thing there, change my title and everything. So here, doing that. Seems to be some other visual novel. We're in a spaceship and it's sus. It's sussy time. It's time to be sus. It contains screen shaking, vines, vomit, body horror, and worms, as it turns out, by the way. As I open the game, it says there's worms involved. Did it say that in the game page? Not sure. Alright. Settings. Text speed go up. I like it fast, but not instant. Is the volume okay? Testing. Music could be a little bit higher. I don't know. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and I need to change everything. That's the annoying part. You play multiple games a stream. That's a title. Everything. And it's gonna be. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Did not work. Not that. Copy that. Change. That. Plus more later, question mark? I know I'll play more after this. Apparently, according to the store page, it's about 40 minutes. Seems to be linear as well. That seems simple enough. What would the title be? I'm not sure. I'm on, I don't know, like I'm on a space, was it on a space ship? I'm on a spaceship and things were suspicious. I don't know, I'm trying to like make a Among Us reference in a very like non-conventional way. I'm on a spaceship and things are suspicious. Save. That should also update my Twitch title. I should change the game as well, technically. Where's the game? The game category. I don't imagine this is actually in the game category. Astronought? What about on Twitch? They change it on Twitch as well. Astro... How you spell it? Astronaut? That's how you spell astronaut, right? That's... Astronaut. It's derived from the Greek words for star and sailor, as you can see here. Astronaut. Astronaut. But then this one is astronaut? Different knot? I don't know. Some kind of pun there that I don't understand. I'm assuming. Alrighty. Okay. So let's see here. Before I begin though, I will probably take a quick break. I think that's what I'll do. Might as well. But that's what I'll do. So, that's the idea. Oh, let me double check. Is that correct? That's correct, I think. Double checking the titles. I'm on a spaceship and things are suspicious. I don't know. It's a dumb title. Anyway. Alright. So I gotta take a quick break. I'm gonna grab a snack, go to the washroom, and I'll be right back after a few minutes. Then I will play this little visual novel called Astronaut. We'll see what it's about. It's made by the same developer who made another game that I liked. I think it was called, Lift Your Spirits, which was actually kind of a wholesome game for the most part. It wasn't like a super scary game. I wonder how this one's gonna be. Sure. I guess we'll see. Anyway. BRB. Scary music plays in the background. Alright. I'm glad that I don't have to go back to Ghost Taker, basically. You know, I mean, probably too on the nose. You know, to call Awaria Ghost Taker, you know, but like, it would fit the branding. But I guess people quite confusing with the Helltaker multi-universe, you know, they think it's part of the Helltaker lore or something. When it's like a separate game, or a separate world anyway, entirely, so a separate setting entirely. Anyway, alright, well, time to play this one, Astronought. Which for some reason just makes me think of Among Us, I don't know. I was just thinking, is this... Oh, I thought this was like a planet. It looks like a planet. Or is it the helmet, you know, of an actual astronaut? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it would be a planet. I don't know, because of the weird cloud things. You think only a planet would have like a, you know, cloudy atmosphere. Anyway, yeah, I mean, let's say this, I guess we'll do a little, oh yeah, I didn't do an introduction, so in case I, you know, turn to the video and stuff, we'll have like a proper introduction, you know, so you just like start right away, and it's like, okay, new game, guys, you know, I don't know, I mean, I guess people do that. I don't know, I like to have a proper intro, it's like a thing you do, I don't know. Anyway, how would I introduce it? Be like, I guess, hello, welcome to Astronought, a horror visual novel developed by Deer Sphere Studios, available on itch.io, and apparently, you wake up aboard the ship one day, and, everything is, I don't know what to say next. I had a brain fart. What I want to say is like everything goes wrong, basically. Yeah, so everything goes wrong. Well, let's try that again. Hello, welcome to Astronought, a horror visual novel developed by Deer Sphere Studios, available on itch.io. And one day, apparently, you wake up on the ship and everything goes wrong. I guess we'll see what happens. A little bit of a content warning, though. This game, again, is tagged as horror, so there may be some disturbing elements. Viewer discretion is advised. let's begin. Oh yeah, before I save just in case, because I'm playing a horror game, because I wasn't playing a horror game just now, but now I am, so I guess I should do the thing where like I put a little warning. I guess I should do that. And you know, just in case. No one ever cares, but I've had at least one person come in and be like, "What the heck is going on? Why is that anime girl's head exploding into a bloody mess?" You know, I was like, "What?" I was like, I have to properly warn people, I guess. I don't know. You think it'd be just common sense, like before you click on the stream, you would like see the title and check out like, oh, what exactly this game is before you watch the streamer. But I guess I don't know. People just click on things. They're crazy like that. How do you not know, like, if you click on something, it turns out to be like, I don't know. This example came up in my head. First thing I think of is like, what if you click on something? Is like 2 girls, 1 cup or something. I don't know, or whatever. Which I don't think I ever watched the video. I don't like. I don't know. I'm a type of person that like just like doesn't, even if I'm morbid. Well, it depends, but if it's something that people always allude to, and and obviously it's like everyone knows it's like you shouldn't watch it. Like, you shouldn't watch this. Like clickbait. I'm like, okay, then I shouldn't. I don't watch it then. I don't want to see it. So I just never did. I just know apparently it's about 2 girls pooping into a cup for some reason. It sounds gross. I don't want to see that. Anyway. All right, what am I saying? Okay, let's continue. So astronaut. ... Vessel Bidari 221. Designation mechanic. Please input crewmate identification. Oh, I gotta put like a name. I guess I'll just put Slider. That's my name, sort of. Like a nickname in a way. I'd rather people call me Slider instead of Sighing, if you gotta use a short form anyway. I mean, obviously, spell it wrong, but Sighing, doesn't make any sense. So that's just an adjective. Obviously, the full handle name is Sighing Slider. Often it doesn't fit, but in a lot of video games, it fits in this one. But I don't know. If you refer to me like as a character, if I pretend to be like a fictional character in a story, just call me Slider. I guess kind of like a call sign, or something. I don't know. Anyway. The moment my eyes flickered open, I instantly knew something was wrong. Or flicked open. Flickered? Flicked? I don't know which is more appropriate, but I guess flicked also works. Anyway, I knew something was wrong. Bright red lights flooded the ambience within my private quarters, leaving everything looking blood-soaked and gruesome. For a second, there was a pulse of fear in my chest before it faded, my logic stifling my instincts, telling me it was too soon to panic. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. Hold on, now I have no sniffles. Hold on. Alright. Despite how the crimson hues signaled danger all around me, it was better to keep my head on straight. My hand reaches up to scratch an uncomfortable itch on my collar, only to find my arm was caught underneath my toppled desk. Luckily, my suit cushioned most of the impact, leaving a dull ache and nothing more. A suit, I guess an astronaut suit, a space suit? I was thinking like a, tuxedo suit. I was like, why we're wearing like a tuxedo suit for some reason? But no, it's a spacesuit. Grunting with effort, I kicked off the offending furniture and sat up to assess everything, fixing my visor over my eyes. I casted a quick glance around my room. Some furniture toppled on their sides, and my usually neat shelf of books and trinkets chaotic and disorganized. Did the ship crash into something while I was asleep? Did someone try to take responsibility? No, usually there was a piercing alarm accompanying the emergency lights, but oddly enough, it's gone quiet. Either I slept through it somehow, or something else happened for it to malfunction. As a person in charge of repairs and maintenance, that didn't bode well to me in the slightest. Just the sheer volume of that siren should have woken me up. SighingSlider? I got out to the room, expecting a matronly, if a little stoic voice to respond back. Delayed responses from the ship's AI weren't common, but they could still happen. As a spacecraft shipping nothing but Earthian pet supplies across the galaxy, we weren't really working with the most advanced tech there is. Earthian pet supplies, you say? Well, I don't know. I was just wondering. Well, I guess I was thinking they were like transporting pets, but no, not actual pets, just pet supplies. And I was just thinking this like sci-fi future. You know, are some pets a little more dangerous than others? I don't know. Anyway, not to mention the budget cuts. I sighed, as I usually do. Well, even though, well, that's funny. My handle name is SighingSlider, but I mean, I don't know if I sigh a lot. Usually it's a sigh of like exasperation. Anyway, I sighed, already feeling a migraine forming in the back of my head. Sigh, can you respond, please? Still nothing. I clicked my tongue. That's not a good start. I inhaled deeply and stood up to exit my room, my boots clunking down the hall, the only accompaniment I had as I made my way to the main console. Along the way, I didn't see any other signs of disturbance, not like the one in my room at least. I scratched in my arm, keeping a lookout for any trouble. Everything seemed to be business as usual, other than the emergency lights, that is. A nagging thought crept into my head. While I wanted to take the current situation seriously, I couldn't help feeling skeptical. A little sus even. Was it another one of their pranks again? It's been a few months of me working for this company. I was expecting the hazing phase to die out any day now. Or at least I hoped it would eventually. There's only so many ways one can keep themselves entertained on the shipping vessel months into a trip, I suppose. I just hated the fact that I was one of those ways. Regardless, whatever's happening is worth investigating, awful co-workers or not. I can only hope I got out of this one without any lasting trouble. Reaching the main console of the ship, I frowned at the absence of my crewmates. It was getting a little ridiculous how quiet the space was, other than the ambient humming and occasional blips from the console. At first, I didn't want to feel offended at the fact nobody came to fetch me if it was a possible emergency, but the greeting silence only formed a pin in my stomach. Captain? Anyone? Is this another disappearing bit? It is a bit. Because it wasn't funny the last two times either. Which is the thing that happens, I guess. And the boy, or rather the crewmates who cried wolf. You know, do it so many times, eventually, you know, when there's actual emergency, nobody believes them. Or at least I don't believe them, apparently. The lights are a nice touch, though. No stifled chortles, no snarky quips. Bristling from the quiet, I call it out again. Come on, guys. Rather you insult me than leave me in the dark like this. Nothing? I sighed and shuffled over to the main panel. The panel? Panel. Pulling the lever to disable the emergency lights, the dark, gory tint of the room fades away into its usual sterile white. Glad to see that's working fine. Standing here, I realize you're just like me. No, anyway. For some reason that song is stuck in my head. Standing there, I expected someone to at least reveal themselves already. It's like a game of chicken to see if I'll break down first. I folded my arms, standing awkwardly in the center of the room. Nothing but absolute stifling silence. Guys, with every passing second, a heavy sense of trepidation grew. I swallowed down the inevitability I had to accept that it wasn't a practical joke after all, shuffling to the console hurriedly. Check the rest of the systems. Artificial gravity, navigation, communications. My brows furrowed as I squinted down on all the panels. It's like everything was reset. I perked up as I caught sight of the reboot logo for the ship drumming back and forth on one of the screens. AP must be restarting it, or is it AP or SciApp? 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 Sounds like SciOp? Anyway, SciApp must be restarting. The little factory reset, maybe? I waited impatiently for the familiar dinky chime to ring through the speakers. Sigh. Hello. The low, droning voice was littered with more static than usual. I was just glad to hear someone talk back. Oh, thank God. Is everything alright? You don't sound too good. The current state of my systems are suboptimal. I don't know, I can't do a static. How do I do a static sound with my voice? I'm not sure, but I guess you just imagine it's very staticky. Several of my primary functions are disabled or inoperable. I recommend repairs immediately. I'll get right on that once I figure out what's going on. I fidgeted with my tool belt as I thought of something simple to ask. Say it again. What happened to the ship? There was a short pause before Sai was able to respond. Significant impact was detected against real exterior of the ship. My brows raised. We hit something. Affirmative. I grimaced. I don't know. I was just thinking of Grimace, the Grimace shake. Anyway, I don't know why I thought. I mean, I know why I thought that because it's the word Grimace. It's the first thing I think of was just a Grimace shake for some reason, and I was ashamed at myself for thinking of the Grimace shake. It has nothing to do with the situation at the moment. It's just a random meme that's probably kind of forced by McDonald's to like advertise to people. You know, probably a freaking astroturfing advertisement campaign. I don't know. Anyway, I grimaced, my worst fear coming true. I was really hoping that wasn't the case. And how long ago? Approximately 24 minutes ago. And I was passed on the floor the entire time? This might be more serious than I thought. Okay, well that answers that. How bad is it? Unknown. Manual assessment required. I gulped, my breath stifling for a second, or not stifling, stilling, rather, for a second. The thought of having to leave the safety of the ship and crawl along the outside, tethered by nothing but a flimsy cable to inspect damage, who knows how bad. Just like, 2001 The Space Odyssey. Like, snap, you're just in space forever. Whoops. Also, a little bit of a sniffle. Blow my nose. Alright. I leaned forward as a nervous laugh spilled between my teeth, hands gripping the edge of the console to steady myself. I'll get to it later. External suits are... I said I'll get to it later. I do not recommend postponing the repairs. It is affecting my performance significantly lately. I'm not postponing, I'm just building up to it. I really insist that... Drop it, Sai. Very well. Okay. Where is everyone? Doko. One crew member accounted for. Just one? That was concerning. There's supposed to be 5 of us. Well, there was only 1 now. Can you scan for everyone else? Negative. Why? As I've mentioned, I am in dire need of repairs. My biometric scanners are inoperable. My tracking systems are inoperable. My surveillance net... okay, got it. What could possibly cause so much damage in my sleep? Deep down, I knew it was foolish to disregard Sai's advice. I was the mechanic for God's sake. Fixing things was the entire point of me being hired onto this crew. I didn't need a semi-advanced AI to tell me that. ChatGPT, 52, version 52, I guess. In this far-out sci-fi future. I turned my attention back to the console. My eyes were glued to the big red button right at the edge, my hand twitching with the urge to press it. In a calm meeting? You know? Oh. Maybe it was too soon to panic with everything going on. I was stumped on what to do. I held back, clenching my hands into fists so tight I could hear my gloves squeak. If I pressed that button and made a fool of myself, not a single person in this vessel would let me live it down. Dread forming my throat, I dragged my boots across the floor, ignoring the tremors in my hands as I prepared to head to the loading bay. Pausing at the door, I threw out one last question to the air. We're not in imminent danger, are we? Sai? Are we in danger? Error. I pinched my brows. My brows? My brows. Yo, my brows. No, I pinched my brows, gathering whatever courage I had. Astrophobia be damned. I had to do my job. Astrophobia? I'm assuming that's phobia of space? Ironic, considering you're working in a spaceship. But I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't know, actually. Also, we're not pressing that big red button. Should we press that big red button? I don't know. This seems to be sufficient danger. If the AI is like broken and they can't detect anyone, I don't know. It's like you gotta err on the side of caution, right? It's like calling 911. You know, it's like you don't want to call 911 because it might cause a whole scene, and it's like you might not need it, but I don't know. Probably in the situation where you can't really get a second opinion, you might as well. But oh well. Anyway. Well, of course, this wouldn't be a horror game though, or a horror visual novel, I guess, if the protagonist didn't do the thing that wasn't smart. Anyway, traversing down the halls, I kept an eye for any signs of my crew members. While repairing the Beta Daddy was my main priority at the moment, it didn't hurt to see if I could find any of my absent colleagues. Plus, I wasn't really thrilled with the idea of leaving the ship without someone watching my back. Maybe I was still holding on to the hope that it was all some kind of sick joke. They all just upped the game with their pranks is all. Things I haven't got a decent reaction out of me in a while. They couldn't have possibly abandoned me, right? And just go on all the escape pods. You gotta check the escape pods. Immediately check the escape pods. Did they take all of it? You know? Just as my thoughts were about to spiral into negative territory, I heard faint footsteps from down the hall. My head whipped to the side just in time for me to catch a glimpse of one of my crewmates donned in one of the external suits. Were they from the loading bay? The helmet shone against the bright light, obscuring the wearer inside as they darted out of sight. My hope rekindled, I quickly pursued them down the hall. Seems kind of sus. Hey! I turned the corner just to see their back in time. Hey, wait up! They instantly stopped, spinning on their heel and staring back at me with a rigid spine. I couldn't see their eyes from behind the darkened glass, but I could feel the weight of their gaze. I looked down at the name tag in their suit, but it seems to have been ripping, I was gonna say ripping off? That's not a word. It seemed to have been ripped off. Whoever it was, I didn't care. So glad I finally found someone. I was this close to thinking. I hesitated, biting down my tongue. I couldn't show this person I was freaking out. Absolutely not. Anyways, where's everyone else? Do you know where they are? They stood completely still, seeming to tremble slightly. Guma. What? Guma? Guma. Their voice came out muffled. What? Hang on, let me just... I reached over to flick the mic in their helmet. They paused for a moment before speaking once more, their hesitant voice ringing through. Luna. Or, I don't know what voice... I mean, I have no idea what this person looks like, so... I don't know what voice to give them, but, Luna. That's better. They seem to vibrate with excitement. Ah, delight! Amazing to see you. Amazing to... I looked over their frame, trying to pinpoint their height or look for any indicator that I knew who this was. Whoever it was, they were pretty short. Is that you... Marcus? They bristled as if offended. The doctor? Ew. He's smelly, and like the meteor slugs and star debris. Okay. Is that you, Kiara? They scoffed. Nosy cook? She's smelly too. Oh. Who could this possibly be? Based on their attitude so far, it didn't seem like it was anyone I recognized. I clawed my brain for another hint. I'm pretty sure that's not you, Ben. They made an indignant noise. I am none of your friends. None of my... Oh. Are you, that new recruit we got a few days ago? Okay, I was thinking like somehow this guy or this person sneaked on board somehow in the depths of space? I'm not sure. Apparently you're the new recruit. What a terrible time for introductions. I definitely heard in passing between gossip management sent us yet another new member for our small crew. They're usually considered an extra set of hands around the ship. Something about training on the job. I felt bad. They're probably being paid pennies for a position that wasn't even permanent. Not to mention ending up in a busted ship days after arriving. Normally 2 months to be dropped off at the next depot and we'll be picking up a new stranger in their place. At least if things went well and the ship doesn't explode. Or not do that accidentally by driving into a asteroid or something. I don't know. I hide the gil my eyes behind a smile. Oh, well, in that case, I don't think we've met. I'm usually so busy running around the ship doing other people's errands. Anyways, I'm Slider. I held up my hand. And you are? They freeze again, staring at my hand as if expecting to grow teeth and start snapping at them. Luna, you will shake my hand? We're speaking, by the way. It's not just, because normally, well, in other visual novels anyway, when the English, fluency is not as strong, sometimes I do notice that writers tend to mix up the contractions. Either they use contractions, they don't use contractions, not very consistent. But it seems like for this character, actually, they don't use contractions, so it makes them speak weirdly, That is like an actual thing that, defines the character, seems like. Also, they say Luna a lot. Is Luna like a thing that they just say? Is that normal? I'm not sure. Is it like saying... Is it Luna like a god or something? Like it's like saying Jesus? I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway. Luna, you will shake my hand? Their hand darted out to grip mine tightly, squeezing so hard I let out an involuntary yelp. Hey, watch the grip! They quickly released my hand, recoiling. Nah, mistake. Sorry, I mean to say, Slider. I did not mean to meet you so soon. I was still in the middle of cleaning. Cleaning? I raised a brow. Since when did we start hiring janitors? They gave a terse, awkward laugh like the twittering of a bird call. What does that sound like? Oh, not the kind of cleaning I talk about, but yes. Okay. For the life of me, I couldn't pinpoint what accent they spoke in. I'm sorry, what was your name again? They stilled. I did not. They looked around before pointing at my tool belt excitedly. You will call me Wrench. Making that up on the spot, I feel like. I blinked behind my visor. Visor. I want to say visor for some reason. I blinked behind my visor. Pardon? Wrench. Yes. Like the shiny thing on your hip. Lookful. Lookful? That's weird. I glanced down at it before regarding them with an incredulous squint. My colleagues probably put them up to this. I'm not calling you that. They deflated, shoulders sinking in disappointment. Oh, fine. You will call me... Atom. Adam? Atom. They gave a huffy sigh, arms akimbo. You are a tiny bit deaf. I will remember. I'm not... When did they start hiring such eccentric members? What kind of name is Atom, anyway? At least it's better than Wrench. I shook my head, resisting the urge to just turn around and leave. What kind of name is Slider? I'm the one with the weird name, too. You didn't answer me, though. Do you know where everyone else is? They shrugged, hurrying back and forth from their toes. I have not seen them. They might be hiding. I narrowed my eyes in doubt. Why would they be... By the ways, a very important question. It means life and death. What? What is it? What is your favorite color? What? What is your favorite color? Please relax. I want to answer now. Fine. It's... out of these choices, blue, I guess. You know? Soothing. Blue like cosmic whale. Very calm. These are funny. Funny is like, this is not a very important question at all, I feel like. But there's like a freaking time limit and everything. You know, I remember other visual novels do that, actually. When there's like a important decision and it's like there's a time limit, it's like freaking actually life and death. You could pick the wrong option, you freaking explode into blood. But this is just about your favorite color, I guess. I will remember. I sputtered, giving them a deadpan look. What are you, 12? We don't have time for this. I am 6 moons old, actually. Stop messing around. I think they were telling the truth, actually. Look, I don't know what your deal is, but we are missing crewmates and a malfunctioning ship. How you're not freaking out is beyond me, but could you please get your head on straight and help me figure this out? They stayed silent, barely moving a muscle. My glare falters. Maybe I was a little harsh. At least until they started clapping their hands with a soft giggle. Inspire. I will help you to the ends of galaxy, Luna. It's Slider. Oh, Slider, of course. Silly dummy. I huffed, resisting the urge to rub my temples. Rookies. These goddamn rookies. Were they under the impression that I was someone important? Still, the presence of one strange individual's company was better than none at all. Where was I? Oh, right. Loading bay. Exosuit. Fixing the ship. 3 simple things. I cleared my throat, hiding my anxiety as my arm gestured towards opposite the hall where they were headed. I need someone to watch my back while I go outside. They perked up. Outside? You would like to swim? I frowned at their strange analogy before nodding. Yeah. Sai told me there's some damage outside. Who is Sai? I blinked. The AI of the ship? Ah, of course. The AI. But there's no need, Luna. I already fixed. You did? I was wondering why they were wearing the suit. It had to be for a reason. Hang on, I thought you were cleaning. I have many talents. Skillful. That's great. I guess I don't have to then. I stood there awkwardly, rerouting my priorities now that one major task was taken care of. I had to admit I was relieved, aiming to keep me the furthest I could be from the vastness of space. I guess all that's left is to find the others. Also, we're gonna take that at face value, by the way. I mean, apparently they're rookies. I don't know if they actually went outside and fixed everything. I'm not sure. Do they know how to do that? We're just assuming they did. I don't know. I guess it's because of our phobia. You know, it's the irrational fear of going outside, so we just assume that this person did it, so we don't have to worry about it. But they didn't seem too happy about that. Others. Why? Why? Is that even worth asking? They lift their head as if to give me a passive-aggressive look behind their dark helmets. I am sure they are around. Wasting. It didn't take a genius to figure out how Adam felt about the rest of the team. My co-workers must have been giving them the newbie treatment. You know, we're assuming a lot of things, I feel like. But anyway. Oh, hate their guts, huh? They tittered quietly. Their guts. Yes. But you care. So, I will follow. Hopping at their foot, they clapped their hands once more. It would be a chance for me to know you better, Luna. Slider. Slider. I sighed, turning around to start heading towards the cabins. Let's go. Let us. Right, what a crazy cookie character that is totally not suspicious at all, because we don't see their face, and apparently they're supposedly the new recruit that apparently we know nothing about. You know, and everyone else is missing, and there's the only one here, so I don't know. Hours. Hours of searching up and down and sideways. We looked through every possible nook and cranny of the ship I could think of. It clean as a carcass. Am I just going insane, or did they actually abandon me? I don't understand. Where could they be? Atom fiddled with her glove, humming an incoherent tune. Gone! I inhaled shakily, digging my hand through my hair. How? They're prime-time jerks, but this is too much. They could have just ditched me. Where'd they even go? Do not fret, Luna. You are not alone. You have me. My eye twitched. That's not as big of a reassurance as you think it is. Papa, would you like to eat? I think you should eat. Humans feel better after food, yes? What, do you cook now too, next to cleaning and fixing? I do many things. I couldn't muster up the energy to even sigh, even though I am the SighingSlider, I guess. I don't know. We already have Kiara handling our meals. They sputtered as if I just spat in their boot. Her food is inferior. Hardly crunchy. I paused for a moment, wondering if I should question them further, but decided it wasn't worth the interrogation. If you say so. So, you're a janitor, mechanic, and cook? What planet did they pick you up from, huh? They flicked their wrists as if they've been given them, I can't speak. They flick their wrists as if I've given them a compliment. Rejoice! Yorokobe. I am very talented. I can do anything for you, Luna. Anything except find our crewmates, apparently. They shrugged nonchalantly, not a care in the world. Their apathy was something to behold. It wasn't my place to judge, but I couldn't help feeling suspicious. Very sus. You certainly meet a lot of different types of people working this job. I straightened. Atom didn't mention they fixed the ship, didn't they? I figured asking Sai again would be worth a shot. Not to mention for these cases, maybe it was about time to look through their logs. Well, let's head back to Maine. Maybe we, or I, can figure out what happened here. They gave an enthusiastic double thumbs up, eager to follow close with a pep in their step. I was still deciding whether I preferred being alone or not. Count my blessings, I supposed. We entered the main console, my steps leading me to the archives unit. Being in my ID, I scrolled through the past few hours, only to feel my heart shrivel, freeze and drop in the span of a second. Every single log file in existence was corrupted. Even the backups of those backups. Well, that's pretty bad. Well, that's why well, I guess we're in space, but I was gonna say, that's why you make a backup outside of your physical location, you gotta have a remote backup too. You gotta have a cloud backup or something, but I guess, obviously, I don't know if we have internet, in space. I mean, it depends. It depends on how the sci-fi future works. Anyway. How could it... Hey! Slider. I actually just remembered another life and death question. Not now, Adam. Save. I don't know if it matters, but I'm gonna save. My fingers work the keys, digging around for something, anything. Atom fidgets and shuffles beside me. But it is very important. I mean it very much this time. I said not now. They made another indignant noise, mumbling under their breath. Grumpy, I will remember. Other than that, they seemed to stay put, watching me closely as I agonized over the console. Or rather, other than that, I don't know. I don't know, but to me anyway, as a reader, I feel like I wish there was a comma here. I don't know if that's correct, like grammar-wise, but I do feel like sometimes I wish there was a comma. So other than that, comma, or like a small pause, they seem to stay put, watching me closely as I agonize over the console. Where is everything? I yelped as the console sparks, static wriggling the screen before it turned off completely. What? No! I could only stare back at my reflection, wisps of smoke curling between the crevices of the keys. Atom leaned over my shoulder to take a peek. Do you have time for a life and death question now? I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply, counting to 3 before exhaling out. What is it? Atom made a happy noise, glad to have my attention again. What, can you eat? I furrowed my brows. What? What do you mean? They chuffed impatiently, tapping their foot. What can you eat? What can you eat without dying horrible, painful, choking death? Will you explode like Craterbug if I give you the nuts? You know, if Adam gives you the nuts. Anyway. Or your gut will fail and liquefy if I give you lactose. You know, this is important questions. You know, I personally am lactose intolerant in real life, so. Were they asking if I had any allergies? They mentioned something about cooking, didn't they? Our, well, dietary information, the restrictions are in our files. You didn't take the check? I could hear the pout in their voice. Reading will take time. You will tell me now. I roll my eyes, irritation cleared my face. If it gets you off my back... Oh, I'm lactose intolerant. I don't know if there's a way to say that. Pescatarian. I think pescatarian, what does that mean? It means like... You know, it's like vegetarian except you can eat fish, basically, right? Is that what that means? I think so. I mean, I can eat anything, technically. I wish you could say I'm lactose intolerant, actually. I am lactose intolerant. But I'll just say I can eat anything, whatever. Convenient. I will remember. I fixed them with a pointed look. I'm scared. They say they will remember. They remember that I like the color blue, and they remember that I can eat anything. They're gonna feed me humans or something, I don't know. Aren't you worried, Adam? Where is everyone else? Shouldn't you be asking about their favorite colors and their tummy problems too? At the question, their demeanor shifted. No. They starve. The dead seriousness in their voice completely threw me off. It was full of stone-cold malice, unlike anything I've ever heard from them. I mean, I know they can be real insufferable at times. Trust me, I know. But the fact they're missing is still a huge concern. They fold their arms, a rising heat in their tone. They are mean and bossy and kick you around. The captain, she is the worst. I would never forgive her. I blinked, wondering where the hell that even came from. How'd you... I shook my head, my frustration rising every second of interaction with this newbie. That doesn't matter. This entire situation's wrong, can't you see that? They shrugged. Everything I want to care about is right here. Fine. I glanced over the control panel, eyes scanning over the buttons and dials, before lighting up that very, very enticing big red button. I walked towards it. What are you doing? Calling for help. No time to call for an emergency meeting. Captain always said not to press it unless it's necessary, but the circumstances are dire. Or at least I would, if the big red button did burst into sparks and smoke just as my fingertips reached for it. You know, what a coincidence. I stared, slack-jawed, as my hands hovered mid-air, 1 feet away from what should have been my last ticket to salvation away from this mess. What is happening? Amongst... What's the Among Us theme song again? It's like... do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. No, amongst the many deities living in the stars, there's gotta be one out there that absolutely detests my entire whole being. Atom made a hum of acknowledgement, staring at the console. Bad luck. I scoffed, gritting my teeth as I fumbled with my tool belt. Well, luck has nothing to do with this. Getting on my knees, I worked at the paneling underneath the main console until it popped off with an unceremonious kerchunk. Atom sniffing behind me. I could only freeze in horror, attempting to comprehend what I was looking at. What was supposed to be wires and circuit boards were riddled with pulsing, inky tentacles. No, not tentacles. Worms. They bobbed and weaved and slid through the internal circuitry, barring any possible attempt I had to even tinker with. Ever insistent, I decided to proceed anyway, pulling out my screwdriver and poking the closest part with the tip, and just the tip. I don't know if I'll touch these weird worm things with a tip though. They wriggled away in response. Oh, it worked. Whatever they were, responded to stimuli. That's creepy as hell. A voice murmured softly next to my ear. I do not think you should touch that, Luna. I gripped tight on my screwdriver. I don't think so either. I left it open, refusing to touch it more than I had to, even with gloves on. But I had to be sure. One by one, I pried open every hatch and opening I could think of within the room. Nothing but worms. As it turns out, the ship is infected with worms. And well, it's funny because there's also a type of virus called worms, I think, right? But these are literal worms. Atom fidgeted with her hands, silent all the while. For once they seemed to understand my growing desperation. My gut rolled in disgust as I tossed the found panel away, the metal clattering against the floor. They've taken over the ship. Missing crewmates. Malfunctioning AI. Unknown funky organisms crawling through the ship. What the hell is anyone even supposed to do in this situation? I was never trained for this. Time to get out the bug spray? I don't know, like... What kills worms? I don't know. Some kind of pesticide? Or it was, but that orientation was months ago. All they told us was to press the big red frickin' button. Pacing back and forth, I fidgeted with the flaps in my tool belt, muttering solutions under my breath. Luna? Slider. Slider. I do not see why you worry. What? Do you not see the worms everywhere? I've seen them before. Safe. My steps halted at the casual admission. You've seen them before. They're not dangerous? Safe, secure. But you told me not to touch them. Just because safe does not mean touch. I glanced around the room, uncomfortable tingles running up my arms just looking at all the wriggling. Under the haze of panic, I could pick up on the distinct smell of burnt eggs. I held back the urge to gag. Tell me you can look at all this and not want to puke. They jerked as if I just insulted their mother. 1, that is rude. 2, I have seen worse. The worms were spilling out to the floor and disappearing through the grates at their feet. But there's so many. They tutted in disappointment. You know, apparently they just love worms. I mean, I don't know if this is spoilers, but I have a feeling that this person is worms. I'm pretty sure they're worms. I'm pretty sure this is a dead crewmate filled with worms, you know, and the worms are just a parasite. But anyway, that's my hypothesis so far anyway. But they tutted in disappointment. Are you also scared of 100 million ants? That sounds terrifying. You are giant ants, Luna. Well, scared of ants. I will remember. Uh-oh. What was that? Nothing. Worm safe. Admittedly, their easygoing demeanor about the whole thing did help calm me a little. A detail they seemed to be pleased by. I have another life and death question. Oh boy. It's funny, it's like, are these actually life and death? You know, it's like, your favorite color, what can you eat? It's like, what's the word? It's, dismissed, you know? It's dismissed as, like, not real life and death questions, but what if it is life and death question? Actually, by the end. Not one of these. Is this a hobby of yours? What animal is your favorite? Don't ignore my question with another question. Animal, now. Oh my god. I mean, I like corvids. I like ravens and crows, specifically. It's hard to choose between them because, you know, they're very similar in the same species, I guess. I like crows because they're very smart. I mean, ravens and crows are very smart. And crows in particular live in the city, though. They're more urban, which is more relatable to me. But ravens are more like, you know, are more introverted, I guess, you know, in a way. Because they live in rural areas, and so they stay away from the hustle and bustle. So, I don't know. Let's say crow. I guess I like crows better. Slightly. Because they're often misunderstood. Ravens are cool. I think ravens, you know, because of, what was it? Edgar Allan Poe or whatever made a poem about ravens, you know. But crows are misunderstood, which makes me feel like, I don't know, they're like cooler to me because they're often misunderstood, right? Because they're often misunderstood as like a sign for death or whatever. But, you know, they're just crows. They're just some birds. So it's like a black cat or whatever. It's bad luck or whatever. No, it's just a black cat. Come on. I feel bad for the black cat. I feel bad for the crows. Because everyone seems to hate them. But they're like, they're just trying to live life, you know? Well, then again, crows can be pests, though. I mean, especially in some urban areas. I know in Japan, for example, you know, they're like really, they're like pests like rats, you know, but anyway. Alright. But I choose crow, I guess. Wonder. I will remember. Can we take it easy with icebreakers already? But understanding Luna is so much fun. Stop calling me that. What is wrong with calling you Luna? Nothing's wrong with it, it's just not my name. So I can call you Luna. That's not what I said. Okay. I groaned, burying my face in my hands. Do what you want. They giggled cheerfully, hopping on foot. I will. Can we get back to the worms? You've seen them before, then how do you deal with them? You do not. I'm sorry, you do not. Why deal with worms if safe? Just because safe does not mean let them infest the entire ship, Adam. Why not? Do I really need to explain? Actually, don't answer that. You know what? Stop talking. I'm just gonna... Sigh. A soft crackle emitted from the speakers. How may I assist? I slumped in relief at hearing the monotonous voice once more. Meanwhile, Atom seemed to huff in annoyance, folding their arms after being brushed aside. I gave them a short glance of acknowledgement before turning my attention back to the ceiling. Where is the nearest station we can dock at? The nearest station is approximately 5. Recalculating. Apologies. I cannot finalize the distance. What? I thought you were fixed. I am. I was. It seems my navigational systems have been tampered with. Tampered? What do you mean tampered with? I have been tampered with. I know you said that, but in what way? A different way. If Sai had a neck, I'd be gently wringing it. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Like changed? Altered? Affirmative. Who would... I looked over at Atom, out the corner of my eye, who's been staring at me the entire time. A brief second of paranoia filled my chest before I quickly quelled it. They've been with me for the past few hours. It didn't make any sense. I don't know. I mean, you haven't been with them before when you were asleep, apparently, you know, when the whole thing happened, so... Is it the same for everything else? Does it feel like everything else has been altered, I mean? Yes and no. Upon rebooting, several of my usual functions were inoperable. However, ever since my waking up, the loss of control has been increasing in increments since. Wait, what? So you're telling me you're worse off than before? Affirmative. Why did you tell me sooner? My initiative directives were also tampered with as of 60 minutes ago. I cannot do what is not asked of me. I groaned. Loss of control. What does that mean? Are we being hijacked? Why would anyone ever want to take over this stupid vessel? We just delivered Earthian pet kibble and platinum-grade chew toys. It is not an attack. The source is from within. Then, the worms. Must have been those gross worms crawling through the systems. What can we do? I have a suggestion. My head slowly turned to regard the newbie with an apathetic look. Yes, Atom. Take a walk with me. My glare turned furious at their nonsense. In what 70 billion galaxy would that help? You told me these things were safe, and look what they did. We're stranded. Despite practically blowing up in their face, their helmet tilted, nothing but jubilance radiating off their body. Walk will help. Promise. Atom, promise, Luna. It will help. Seems like a decision here. Nah, that's okay. I'm gonna stay with Sai. I don't trust you. You're suspicious. My glare hardened, my voice tight with anger. No, it won't. I don't know what's wrong with you, but if you want to take a walk, go ahead. I don't need you distracting me. Atom goes quiet, the silence stretching uncomfortably thin within the space. Well? They keep staring, their helmet reflecting a bloated image of my own face glowering back at me. Their voice barely leaked out of the speakers of their suit. Do you hate me? My glare wavered, eyes widening at the sudden question. Please tell me you do not. Adam, please. 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 I don't hate you, Adam. But there's a time and place for messing around. I'm sorry you caught me on my worst day of my career to play these games, but it just isn't the time. I slap a hand on their shoulder in a desperate show of camaraderie. Do you understand? Adam? Buddy? You take things just a little more seriously? For me? They nodded slowly before... Before? I feel like that's a typo, but anyway. They nodded slowly before their bobbing head speeds up, the momentum building up the rest of their body until they're bouncing on their toes with barely constrained energy. Yes, my Luna. I will help. Great. Now, let's ask Sai if there's anything... Sai? You do not need Sai. You have me. I thought I was imagining it, but there's absolutely no way. Are they actually jealous of the AI? Well, 3 heads are better than 2. Unless you don't count Sai having a head, in which case... They don't respond, staring at me with a strange intensity hidden behind the glass. Unsettled by their gaze, I turned my back to them to face the console. I cleared my throat nervously, ignoring the hairs rising at the back of my neck. Anyways, I think a good start would be to check our current coordinates. Sai, could you pull them out on the screen? I waited expectantly for a static-riddled affirmative to respond. Sai? Has it busted again? Warning, warning, warning. A loud creaking moan reverberated through the room, my eyes darting around frantically. Sai, what's going on? Stop talking to that stupid voice. I am right here. The floor shuddered violently, sending tremors up my legs so vicious it made my teeth clank together until my jaw ached. A nasty metallic scraping pierced my ears as the rusted floor panels started to part. Sliding and grinding against each other, shifting aside to reveal a monstrous sea of worms crawling underneath my feet. I screamed at the sight as I backed up against the console. The only thing separating my being from the rest of the wriggling mass was the flimsy metal grating underneath my boots. Oh, I didn't know you could like move around and actually change. Did it always do that? I actually don't know. I didn't really move my mouse a lot because I try to keep it out of the way. Anyway. Adam stood on another, calmly watching me with a tilt of their helmet. No worry. I will never hurt you. But your friends... I could hear the lilt of joy in their voice as their fingers twitched. I will get them. Is that what my friends look like? From the arriving mass rose several mounds of flesh surrounding me in a taunting circle. The overwhelmingly heavy stench of burnt eggs, rotten meat, and wet copper invaded my nostrils and clogged my throat. I choked on bile seeing the desecrated corpses of my comrades, their bodies twisted into grotesque, pulsing pillars of flesh and sinew. Flecks of dissolving teeth and spongy drained eyeballs hung loose against their flaps of skin. Their fingers were twisted, nails missing from their beds and knuckles scraped down to the bone. Melted guts draped like bloody curtains along their forms, all and dripping with residue. Are you happy, Luna? Are you happy to see your friends? My muscles tensed, my brain urging me to do something. Freeze. Honestly, that's what I would do in the situation. That's my stress response, by the way, as I've learned. I just kind of freeze, and I'm like, guess I'll die. I couldn't will myself to do anything. My eyes screwed shut, my breath coming in rapid and shallow in panic as my gut churned. Gagging, I fell over myself as the contents of my stomach spilled past the gaps of my fingers, my gloves dirty with acidic chunks. How are we barfing, by the way? Don't we have like a helmet as well? Or maybe we're not wearing a helmet? I'm not sure. I guess not. Seeing my distress, Atom flinched, quickly burying my dead friends underneath the grates once more. Okay, thanks for showing their, like, mutilated corpses, I guess. You can just do that. Fun, I don't know. My eyes fluttered open as I trembled and shook to catch my breath. Luna? I swallowed thickly, my breath hitching and getting stuck in my throat. I could still taste the sourness in my mouth, my eyes watering from the memory. What are you? They had the decency not to laugh this time, looking at their feet. If I tell you, you will not like me. They looked up, the smile returning to their voice. But you will understand. The hell I will. They tittered lightly. You will. You are angry at me now. I understand. But your heart is kind and tender and sweet. My face twists into a sneer. It just sounds like I'm next on the menu. They gave a contemplative hum before letting out a shy giggle. Oh, I'm sure you will be delicious. To some. But no. You're worth more to me than a meal. I don't even know who you are, you know? This just seems like a weird parasitic, like alien parasite worm thing that is like super yandere or something, I don't know. They tittered again with a bird-like laugh. No matter. I am done cleaning. What? Lights flickered, turning into a colored hue. Oh, it's blue. Static sparked from the speakers, Atom's voice loudly surrounding me with unabashed glee. Your favorite color! The lights were meant to do that. I didn't know we installed RGB. They took over the ship. My head spun. They stepped closer. And that is only one small thing I can do for you, my Luna Nova. Food, flesh, favorite things. You only need to ask. No Sai, no friends, only me. I stared at them, teeth grit. Come closer. They strayed in delight, quickly approaching me without hesitation. What is it, my Luna? I only have one option, I guess. But thou must. Boop. I braced my feet in the ground and swung. The sound of glass cracking shot to my ears as the impact traveled down my shoulder. I know it's a good idea, by the way. I don't know if you'd piss off the weird parasite monster that has taken control of the ship. Probably a bad idea. I don't know. Should at least try to persuade them to like dock, you know, at like some kind of space station and then try to escape maybe. I don't know. But then again, they would probably just follow you and infect the entire planet. I don't know. Anyway. Atom made a sound like a strangled, animalistic cry, dropping to their knees and clutching at their head. Typically, space helmets shouldn't crack under that kind of force. They're supposed to be bulletproof and you crack your skull sooner than you crack your helmet. But the company was cheap. And for once, that was to my benefit. Luna. My eyes widened as I stumbled back. Worms stripped out of their head, slapping wetly against the grate before joining the rest between the crevices. I already knew they couldn't possibly be human, but seeing what was essentially a suit full of worms did it for me. I begged another hit for good measure. A guttural screech scattering more worms across the floor. Luna! I gripped the wrench tight, abandoning their crawling form to sprint down the hall towards their emergency escape pods. I should have done this the first time. Luna! The walls and floors creaked and groaned as I ran, contorting in shape to trip me. I righted myself with a flailing of my arms, coughing for breath as I threw open the hatch for the escape pod and clambered inside the mess of limbs. I buckled in, hands shaking as I flicked buttons and dials for the ignition, heart painfully hammering against my ribs. The countdown flickers on screen, the vessel shuddering to life. 10, 9, 8. Luna! I screamed, jumping in my seat. Atom clawed at the pod, its worm-like innards pulsing and bulging between the cracks of the shattered helm. 6. Luna, 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 Luna. 5. It giggled softly, sighing in mock disapproval. 4. You know it is useless. 3. So smart. 2. But tiny bit stupid. 1. The buttons and dials reset simultaneously with harrowing clicks, the pod jerking to a stop. I was left staring at Atom's cracked helmet as it chitters, its laugh sounding more insect-like. Tss, you can have tantrum. I do not mind. It leaned against the wall, helmet thudding, as it tilted its head in that love-struck way characters do in cartoons. Does it? Is that how that works? I have a hard time imagining it with the worms. I'm not sure how they look. I will wait. Its fingers tapped playfully against the glass, distorted humming coming from the mass inside its head. I sat there frozen, my body unable to even tremble from shock. I licked my lips, refusing to look away. My voice sounded distant and muffled even through my own ears. What are you? Atom stopped his rhythmic. Atom stopped its rhythmic tapping. Talkative so soon. I can't do anything else. It stared a moment before giggling, shoulders shaking with mirth. Candid. Very true. What I am? It seemed to consider a moment before knocking his helm against the glass again in excitement. Do you remember, Luna, many moons ago on this ship? I was small, weak and hungry. I racked my brains for an inkling of what it was talking about. Stowaway? Was it possible? I was ready to die, but I sneak into the metal box instead and find crunchy bits. Food. You found food. The edibles. These edibles aren't worth shit, 10 minutes later. I'm a worm creature now. Yes. Joy and applause. But I find food to also find problem. Your friends, mean and hasty, surround me like moon lions. Well, if you're gonna be stealing our rations, of course they'd be pissed. The worms writhed wildly as if in anger. But I was so small and weak. They want to crush me under boots and burn me alive. Every single face, stormy. All but yours. They paused for a moment, reminiscing. The worms calmed. You look at me. Mercy. Star among the black holes. Their tone softened to that of reverence. Do you remember? Holding me in your glove. Do you remember? Shooting me into space. I shot you into space? This is why you... is this why... if you ever, step on an insect or whatever, you shouldn't do that, because they might get revenge, their insect brother. Like, if you don't do that, then they'll try to kill you, I guess, as they come back as a hive mind. You gotta make sure you pick up the insect and just, put them outside, I guess, is the idea. Otherwise, they'll, Then again, if you do that, apparently they grow into worms, and then, I guess originally they were a worm, but, they grow into, a writhing mass that becomes the ender for you, I guess, I don't know if you want that either way. Anyway, that sounded like a death sentence rather than a rescue. And then it clicked. 6 months ago, you got into the dog food, didn't you? It perked up, nodding eagerly. Maria had found a pest, digging through the supplies and eating through half the bags. She called the whole group to catch it while I was busy repairing the hole it crawled through. Caught in a jar. Shaken and punished just trying to survive. Yara suggests throwing it into the engine furnace. Marcus wanted to pick it apart. The others chimed in other horrible, torturous methods out of boredom when letting out the airlock hatch was so easy. I ran off with it just as they started bickering. It was no bigger than my palm. I just thought you were an endangered species. In an honest, truthful way, I did. The Marcus matched, didn't they? I let out a chirp of amusement. You are very smart in this ship, but tiny bit stupid of the animals. It sighed longingly, tracing a circle over my face with a finger on the glass. I remember your smile. I cannot forget. I'd never forget. You saved my life, my Luna Nova. My kind answer, action in spades. Or my kind, that's what they said. My kind, as in species. I was wondering what kind? Or my kind, answer action in spades. You are getting what you deserve. The pod shuddered, screws spinning loose and dropping to the ground with muffled clinks by my boots. I watched in horror as the worms started squeezing through the holes. Swarming in, they land on my lap, my arms, my shoulders, the gap around my collar. I could feel them curl around my ear, brush against my cheek, prodding against my visor. More and more piling on and on. Get them off me! I unbuckled myself, kicking open the hatch as Atom stepped back in time. Bursting out of the pod, I scrambled to flick away the horrid things off my body, shuddering as the sensation still ghosted over my skin. Atom watched, hardly offended. I got impatient. It snatched my hand before I could finish ridding myself of the worms. The remaining ones curled up around me, sticking to my clothes and skin in a way that was almost affectionate. Now we have our home ready. What would you like to do, my Luna Nova? Home? It nodded excitedly. Home! Ship! Right. Atom took over the Bidadari. Even now I could hear a distant creaking and dull rumbling all around us, transmitting gentle tremors from under my boots. Like the ship itself had come alive, breathing. My voice came out meek and numb. I want to go back to Earth. Atom shook its head. No. I'm better than any planet. I can make anything. Here. I cupped his palms together and something started wriggling underneath his gloves. Small colored pebbles rolled into its hands from the cuffs of his sleeves, growing into a pile before it presented them to me. Scrumptious! I recognized the dry pellets instantly. Is it offering me dog food? It's better than nothing. Are we gonna starve to death? At least we're not gonna starve on that. We're gonna be like this weird thing's pet, I guess, but... I gently nudged his hand back down. I can't eat that. It gasped in shock, an intense pout in its voice. Why not? You can eat anything, yes? You told me so. That doesn't include dog food. It sighed and tutted, the worms wriggling about in annoyance. Fine. I learned from cook what to cook. I paused. Are you talking about Kiara? I dig her brain for recipe. Just think you do, yes. Plentiful. What was that even? Never mind. I don't want to know. Somewhere in my confusion, Atom had hidden the kibble away, suspiciously muffled crunching noises coming from within its chest. I eyed it warily. What were those even made of? If it had a mouth, it would give me a cheeky grin. Me. My body shuddered, squeaking down to its gaping head wound. The smell of burnt eggs was even more intense. I don't want to eat worms. It laughed, nonchalant. Oh, he will not taste like worms. Did not even look like worms, remember? Oh. I can also make you some crow. I do not know what crow is, but Luna can show me. For I like crows. I don't know if I'm going to eat crows, though. Would you like? Your own crow. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not to eat, I guess. Because we were in the topic of eating, right? So I just assumed. I briefly imagined an animal made of wriggling black worms. Well, the same color, I guess. I ignored the nausea collecting in the back of my throat and thought. That's fine. I pointed at its helmet. Doesn't that hurt? It made a confused noise but realizing where I was staring. Oh, it is like fresh air. Fresh air. That really is just worms. You're not mad at me. You said you returned favors, so... It shook its head quickly. I will never ever. You can do the hitting again if that's what you want. No, don't be crazy. Then again, what did I expect for something not even human? I startled as Atom removed my glove. Ah yes, heart. Raising my hand with a firm grip, Atom nuzzled into me, carefully avoiding nicking me on the jagged edges. The smooth glass rubbed against my palm as the worms retreated within the helm, avoiding touching me directly. Even then, it let out one stray worm curl around my thumb, extra cold, foreign, and strange. I could feel light vibrations on my skin as they let out a happy hum. We will sing and dance and fall in love, Luna. I cleared my throat awkwardly, resisting the urge to tuck my hand free. I think you're being a little too optimistic for your own good, Atom. It triggered happily at the sound of its chosen name in my lips. Optimus. Of course I am. You have no choice but to like me. Its hold tightened around my wrists. Do not ever think of escaping. Oh yes, of course. I will hunt you. I will find you. And we will start all over again. Yeah, it's just a bunch of yandere worms. I've heard, there are many types of yanderes. I've got to say, this is a unique concept. A yandere hive mind of worms. That's new. I gulped. What if I asked nicely? No. Stay. But stay. I swallowed thickly, not daring to move a muscle or protest another word. I didn't think I'd be held hostage by an enamored parasitic worm extraterrestrial thing. This whole situation was so bizarre, I expected to wake up under red lights again if I tried hard enough. This is crazy. Hey, this is crazy. Or what's that song? Hey, this is crazy. Oh. Da -da 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 -da. I don't know. Was it like, here's my number? Like, hey, this is crazy. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why the random song is stuck. I don't know. So many meme songs that get stuck in my head. They're like they're like earworms. You know. Anyway, a tunned in satisfaction. What is the saying of that melody? No es la locura, en realidad es el amor. What? Spanish, I think? I don't know what that means. Since when you speak, you used to be my angel, Slider. Lights over our heads dimmed. The reflection of Adam's helmet illuminating the look of dread on my face. Now I can be yours. Okay. Ending. We dance in a synchronous rotation. Yay! At least we're alive, but now we need to be on the ship forever. Is there at least internet? You know, I can survive in most any situation, really, as long as there's internet. You know, like if I, for example, if I get tortured to death, as long as I get to watch YouTube videos, you know, like, I don't, you know, you can like cut off my... No, maybe not. But as long as there's internet, right? I don't care. Anyway, so there you go. That's an ending. Well, I assume that's the only ending, though. So I look at the store page, and it says there's only one ending. So even though there's like other choices you could make, I don't think it really affects the main ending necessarily. Unless there's like a game over thing. I mean, there's one scene I was interested in checking. There seemed to maybe be something, would be back here. So let's check out this option. Just to see what it is. So let's take a walk with Adam. You know, let's take our mind off of things. Don't worry about these worms. Maybe it was the fact that I just needed a breather, but I ended up agreeing to go with Adam. They could tell I was about to accept their invitation, considering they took a step towards me and yanked me forward by the wrist before I could even say a word. Next thing I knew, my boots were thumping against the grates behind theirs. Their grip around my wrist firm without a chance for me to slip. Their excited laughter echoed as they led me down the halls, less of a brisk walk and more of a merry jog. They confidently took turns without even glancing to check. It seemed they had a destination in mind. Eventually, they stopped in front of the airlocks, or rather what we use as a garbage chute. Technology wasn't sophisticated on this ship. That was something I had to accept ages ago. Every time I came into proximity around this area, I worried the creaking would finally give way to a collapsed doorway, sucking me into the abyss. I kind of understood why Atom brought me here. The view through the glass separating us from oblivion in the other room was still admittedly breathtaking. Though in my case, it would be literal. Uh-oh. What do you mean? What did Atom mean by taking a walk? You know, when they said swimming, for example, you know, when they were apparently outside. Anyway, considering I have to hold back a panic attack every time I caught a glimpse outside. Or maybe not. You know, I was just thinking Adam would just open it, you know, or something. Maybe not. Well, it's because of her phobia, right? Apparently our protagonist here has a bit of a phobia for space. I wasn't even terrified of space until I got this job. Some practical jokes just leave a worse impression than others. Atom doesn't notice my subtle distress, or even if they did, decides to ignore it. It is like I remember. You've been here before? Many moons ago. One day I take you swimming. Swimming. Oh right, they meant outside. This very thought made my palms sweat, my heart sinking within my ribcage. Did they really get a thrill from helplessly floating out in space? It wouldn't explain why they haven't taken off the suit yet. You know, I guess in a way, I don't know, I mean, is it like a thing in real life? I imagine the opportunity to just float in space as a way of, I guess as a thrill-seeking kind of activity, you know? I imagine the opportunity to do that is very low in real life. But I do wonder, you know, if it becomes more of a common thing where people go to space and whatnot, is it like a thing that people do, you know? People just like doing that just to get the thrill of like, oh no, I'm floating in space. I'm gonna forever float in space and no one's gonna find me. Haha. And then they freaking Love that, I guess, you know? I was like, some people like go like, they jump off planes, you know, with a parachute and stuff like that, you know? People just do crazy things. So they get a thrill, I guess. I personally don't understand that, you know? I don't like to do scary things that are likely to kill me. That's just a thing I don't like to do. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I have to see, yeah. I don't think I can. Yes, you can. It is easy. They reach for my hands, intertwining my fingers and squeezing gently through our gloves. Interesting. So there's another choice here. No thanks. I bristle, discomfort gnawing at my fingertips as I jerk to free my hands. Atom reacted faster, tightening the grip and refusing to let me budge. For a small person, they were ridiculously strong. They tilted their head, looking at me expectantly. Fine. Okay, not really a choice, I feel like. I mustered the strength not to recoil, shuffling uncomfortably. I couldn't see their face, but I could somehow tell they were beaming. Wait, we're not doing this now, right? I don't want to go outside. They tilted their head in confusion. We are not. You're not wearing a suit for swimming. Oh. Relaxed. Then is there a reason we're holding hands next to the dumpster? Many reasons. Can you give me, like, one? They hummed in thought. I remember great happiness here. Huh? You asked for a reason. That is reason. They tightened their grip, stepping forward into my space, the helmet nearly bumping my nose. I startled, leaning back. I can tolerate the hand-holding, but I appreciate my own bubble of oxygen, Adam. They laughed again, light and airy. I will make your oxygen for you. What? I only want to see you. Are you trying to see every pore of my face now? They twitched again, a smile in their voice. You are funny. I will remember. I sighed. That was barely a joke. Why do you keep saying like that, like you're keeping tabs on me? They paused briefly before realizing what I was referring to. Well, I should know, must know, everything to make Luna happy. Nothing else that is matter will matter. I held my breath, staring at them in bewilderment. At this point, I couldn't even deny it anymore. It was clear Atom was smitten. God knows why. I'm just the faceless protagonist, you know? That's a bold confession. Not bold enough. Never enough. Okay, calm down there. Did I just ask? Okay, fine, let's ask. Why you love me? I don't know who you are. This is a very parasocial, you know? It wouldn't hurt to ask, right? Maybe the sooner I get them to admit it, the sooner we can stop this ridiculous rendezvous and focus on what actually mattered. Are you in love with me? Their hands dropped mine as if they were hot coals. Ah! Luna! Love! Love does not begin! They lunged my hands again, squeezing tighter and tighter. You will let me. I was just asking. You will let me? That depends? On what? If you save the ship. Atom choked on a laugh. Save the ship, save the ship, save the ship. Easy! I'm almost done cleaning. Cleaning? Oh, the lights flickered, turning to a colored hue. Your favorite. I blinked. Lights weren't meant to do that. What did you just do? They laughed cheerfully, holding out their arms as if proud. I make ship better! You will not need Sai anymore. You will not need friends anymore. I will care for everything. Food, flesh, favorite things. Everything will be your liking, my Luna Nova. What? Oh, right. You're a tiny bit deaf. Should I repeat? No. Can you please explain what's going on? What did you just do to the ship? Where are my comrades? If I'm being honest, you would not like me. The words sent a cold chill up my back. But that is alright. Everything is alright. This isn't alright. Nothing was ever alright with this person. Adam admired my silence for a moment before leaning closer. What does he want, Luna? Ask and I will give everything of me. I want to... Okay, well, we're gonna hit them, I guess. Boop. I braced my feet on the ground and swung, the sound of glass cracking sharp to the to my ears as the impact traveled down my shoulder. Atom made a sound like a strangled animalistic cry, dropping to their knees and clutching their head. Typically, space helmets shouldn't crack under that kind of force. They're supposed to be bulletproof, and you crack your skull sooner than you crack your helmet, but the company was cheap. Everyone sells $90 million. Okay. A lot of this is the same, basically. I'm reading it, see if there's anything new, but it seems mostly the same. Luna? My eyes widened as I stumbled back. Worms strip out of their head, slapping well against the grate, yada yada yada. The party comes behind my crew, but seeing what was actually suited for worms did it for me. Luna! I bang it again. Get wrecked. I run away. Luna! Okay, same thing. Okay, mostly the same. And there you go, it just ends like that. I kind of wish there would be like a slightly different ending. But I guess if you like walk with Luna, basically, or not Luna, I keep thinking it's Luna because they say Luna a lot, but Atom rather. If you take a walk with Atom, you get a slightly different scene, I guess, and you don't see the dead bodies of your comrades in their twisted form, I guess is the idea. I like that scene though, that scene where like it turns out, a bunch of dead bodies and there's worms everywhere. It's very artistic, anyway. But there you go. I think that's it for Astronauts. Yeah, it's a very interesting story, I would say. I liked it a lot, actually. Definitely compared to the developers' other game, at least the game that I played anyway. This one is more creepy, more straight up like horror, everything. There is still a little bit of humor, especially in the beginning and everything. It's funny how like the worm creature at the beginning, is also quirky and like hee whatever, but actually, obviously, there's a lot of foreshadowing, it seemed like, and implication that that it was the real antagonist of the story, it seemed like. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I liked the tone, I liked the vibe, I liked the art and everything. The writing I felt like was actually very good, actually. I always complain about this, when developers or like, like writers or artists or whatever it is, they make a visual novel, but then they make it too much like a book, and that's fine if that's what you want. But for me, when I read a visual novel, I don't really want to read a book. I want to read more like, something different, basically, that's unique to the visual novel, at least in my opinion anyway. And so this game does a lot of that, but it also does read like a book very few times. For example, I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is when that scene, again, we see all the dead bodies and everything, and the description of like vomiting and like the smell and the wriggling worms. They spend a lot of time describing everything. But that's good, actually, because normally I complain about that. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't, be descriptive and try to like, tell the player or the reader about all these things. You just have to pick the right time, and by picking a time when there's like a big, climax to the scene, I think enhances the scene, right? Because you do want a lot of descriptive, because it's the point is that it's supposed to be shocking, right? And gross and disgusting, and the more you dwell on it, the more uncomfortable it makes. At least it's supposed to anyway. That's the tone anyway. It's supposed to be for the player, and that's a good thing, actually, right? Compared to like, I don't know, some other random visual novel where it's like today I wake up and I look in the mirror and I have some tired eyes, my eyes are blue, and that's the thing you do in books, right? When a character describes himself, they look in the mirror and describe how they look, stuff like that. But like those details don't matter, if you describe them in such a mundane way. But if you use them in a scene where it's appropriate, then I give it a pass. I'd even say you should do that, actually, At least that's my opinion anyway. I think I remember like taking a creative writing class, and I think the teacher disagreed with me, actually. When we were like sharing short stories, and there's like and we were critiquing each other's short stories, basically, and one of the other students, like mentioned like kind of like a not super gory scene, but somewhat, violent scene, sort of. But like my suggestion was to actually delve more into it. But it seemed like the teacher or the professor, or whatever, disagreed with me on that one and said, nah, you shouldn't do that. And it's like, I'm the opposite though. I want, I don't know, maybe I'm weird and edgy, but like, I want the gory scenes to be described. It doesn't have to be gory, but you know, to me, I like that though. I like it when, again, it's appropriate. It adds to the theme, you know, it adds to the tone of the story, things like that. Like, there should be a reason, you know, for any kind of device you use in a literary sense. And so, description, you know, and telling versus showing is a choice that you make, and it should add to the story, not take away from it. You shouldn't just use it willy-nilly, you know? Anyway, that's my opinion anyway. So, you know, just overall, just to say that this was actually very good. It's very good quality. Overall, it was also very unique as well. You know, I've never heard of like a yandere worm hive mind. I mean, it probably exists somewhere, like a similar theme maybe in some, you know, niche fan fiction maybe. I don't know. But to me anyway, it was a very interesting concept, so I liked it. I don't know. It's like really good. I guess the only thing, I mean, it doesn't need to be added to visual novel. In fact, this might bloat the visual novel more, but I am curious about like the other crewmates, you know, at the very least how they look like, you know, just, I mean, other than dead bodies, I guess. But I actually was curious, like, what were they like? Were they actually just bullies, or did we actually have like some kind of, you know, somewhat friendly relation with them? Like, I wasn't sure the protagonist hated, like, I'm not sure if the protagonist actually hated them, or did they actually mean something to them, you know? Not sure. I don't know. Because I feel like they were just set up as like a plot device, you know? As just to say like, oh, these are horrible people. And by the way, this worm hive mind killed them, haha. Doesn't make me feel bad for them at all. So they feel like they don't add anything to the story. You know, they're like background NPCs that don't really matter for the most part. But I don't know. Obviously, the story doesn't have to go that way, but like it would be interesting to see if the characters that you know, were killed already, if we actually go through their stuff and learn about them and maybe feel sympathetic about them and then learn about their death and everything, it would be more impactful. But I don't know, you don't have to do that, I guess. That's not super important. It's just it'd be interesting to see, you know. And of course, multiple endings. I don't know. I guess you don't have to have multiple endings, but you know, I like multiple endings generally speaking, at least in visual novels. So I don't know. So you know, it makes you feel like your choices actually matter. But speaking of choices, though, I guess, I mean, it does matter in a few spots. You know, it doesn't really drastically change the story necessarily, but there's a few, like, you know, I imagine alternate dialogue scripts, I guess, depending on your choices that you make in the game itself. There's decisions to make. I think that, you know, I think, just look at the store page right here. They didn't mention that actually in the store page. You should add that, developer. Don't know if you ever see this video, but, you know, you should add that to the features. Actually, you should say like decisions you can make or something like that, right? That is actually a game feature, I feel like, you know, because it actually does affect the story a little bit. Doesn't drastically, again, doesn't change the entire story itself, but at least it doesn't seem to change the ending anyway, because there's only one ending, it seems like. But you know, it does kind of affect the story a little bit, so that's interesting to see as well. Anything else I want to mention? I guess that's it. Yeah, I mean, interesting little horror visual novel. Definitely more monsters. You know, I feel like a more degenerate developer. I mean, they kind of, well, didn't, not in the same way, but obviously, their other game, Lift Your Spirits, I think. It was a visual novel that I played in the past as well. They did like a thing as well where like it's a little horror game, but turns out, you know, the monster or whatever was actually a cute anime girl, you know, basically, or what was it? What's the pronouns again? I keep misgendering everybody. You know, this is what happens. I keep misgendering everyone's fictional characters. I think they're not an anime girl, but, you know, anime character, I think, at the very least. But they were cute, you know, cute anime characters, so I feel like if the developer was a little bit more degenerate, I feel like maybe the worm creature will maybe like try to like form itself, you know, into something that the player would like, maybe. You know, that's an interesting thing you could do too. Again, stuff that probably doesn't need to be added, but just something that I imagine would be interesting as well would be like in the beginning, whatever, or like when they ask you, you know, what kind of person do you like? Do you like cute girls or maybe like buff men or whatever? I don't know. And then it turns out later they when you break their like helmet whatever and they show their true form, they would try to match what you like, right? But in a grotesque kind of way, right? Not a cool, like not like a hee hee cute anime worm girl, everybody, you know, typical anthropomorphism of like anything, I guess. It would be kind of cool. It would be like, you know, it'd be like barely like uncanny and everything. And maybe, you know, make them a little cute. You know, just a little bit cute. But then also be horrible and grotesque. That would be kind of cool too. You know, just a way to like mess with the player, depending on the choices, right? Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just a really cool story and setting, and I really liked it. So there you go. That's it for Astronaught. I guess I will do a little outro as a reminder for anyone who might be watching the VOD or maybe the video. If you didn't know, I actually stream these games live. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my Twitch and Twitter as well. Oh, I think I skipped a line. What do I usually say? I keep forgetting my own outro, you know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and also, oh yeah, you know, change the notification bell from personalized to all to get notified when I go live as well, right? And I guess yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then. All right, so that's where we'll stop for this game. Let's see. It's been 3.5 hours. Do I have time to play anything else? It's like a really short one. Let me see. What's like a really short one that I can play? Like real quick. Is this a short game? I don't make a video out of it yet. Yeah, it's like an hour. No, that's an hour type game. I don't know if I don't have anything to play. Okay, well, keep that in the background, I guess. I was thinking, like, I have all these other games in mind, but they're kind of long. Okay, we'll spin the wheel and just check real quick. It's not guaranteed I'll play. I just want to check because I can't decide. I have a handful of games. I don't know which one to pick. Oh, I just checked this one. Actually, I checked this off screen. I think this is too long. Hold on, I'll just check real quick. We have it copied. I think I just checked. But basically, yeah, I think this one seems short-ish. Why is what's her face? Mkaon? What's her name again? Not Mio, right? It's Mio's the other one. I forgot her name. She's the main character. I forgot her name. Okay, this is one person's video. You're like a cat VTuber, by the way. I don't know. Yeah, it seems too long. It seems like about an hour is the entire game. It's multiple endings too. This was interesting. I saw this before and I was like, this was interesting. You know, another like cute game that's actually a horror game, basically. Wow. Can't get enough of it. Classic. Psychological horror. But this one's too long, so I don't know. I don't know if I like a really short game to play necessarily. Spin again. Spin the wheel. Days of Saturn. Right, this is the new game from NPCKC. Wow. The Days of Saturn. Oh, that's not it. That's just the info about Days of Saturn. Days of Saturn Ichio. Let's see. How long is this? A slightly creepy fantasy visual novel made in 4 days. That racing game. This one's commentary. Oh, this guy took an hour. True Route. The True Route? Okay, well, I don't know. Every game like I want to play is about an hour. I don't want to play like an hour long game right now. Maybe I should just not do anything. I don't know. Maybe I should stop here, but I feel like it's kind of early to stop. I don't know. Hold on. Let me just close this. Play that, I guess. Now what? You know what? Might as well. I'm gonna spend some time just like looking through itch.io games, maybe on stream, just for fun. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll change the title. I don't know. That's my title, by the way. I don't know. Like the last half hour of the stream, I don't know what to play. So, because all the games I want to play are about like a little bit too long. So I'm just gonna like browse through itch.io and see if there's any other interesting games that I could look at real quick. Obviously, it's MeSide. I'm waiting for MeSide for the update, the peaceful mode or whatever. I'm not gonna play it for long. I imagine. I don't know what peaceful mode even means exactly. I imagine it's just sandbox. Nothing much happens. But I might come back to it once. I think it was an update. They added photo mode. You know. There's actually like a lot of ton of secrets I missed. Actually, a lot of little Easter eggs is interesting that I found out off screen. There's like some things you could only see, I believe, if you like no-clip the game and everything. Little Easter eggs. I think, I imagine because they added photo mode recently, you know, you can actually see it now, see the little interesting aspects without like trying to do console commands. Some music is kind of loud, by the way. I'm gonna turn it down. Kind of loud, you know? Kind of loud. Not loud. Meet Santa. Nah. Seems like another like the 3D. For some reason, I don't like 3D horror games. I don't know. Obviously, exception is like MeSide or something. Like if the aesthetic is interesting to me, then I play it. Awaria. This thumbnail of them just eating. Apparently it's a prototype? That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna add more things, are they? You only put prototype if you gotta add more things. Or at least, you know, make it like a full version. Play that. Play that. Let's see. How about if I search horror last 30 days uprated? Oh, I usually do it. But it tends to be like after the first few lines, you know, it's not. You tend to get into like very scuffed territory. But sometimes you find stuff that are really cool that nobody played. Look outside. I think I heard about this one. It looks gross though. I don't want to play it. I mean, I guess horror games sometimes are gross, but I don't know. I don't like this character's face. It reminds me of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Yes, face. Yeah, it reminds me of this. You know, it's like that's what it reminds me of. And I don't know, it's weird to me. I can't take it seriously because of that. Anyway, Crusty Proto. I think that's a Vine Sauce thing, you know? Like, this is a game made for like a Vine Sauce jam, I feel like. I don't know if there's any point in me playing it. Magenta? What's Magenta? More of an art project. You got a visual novel. A lot of CGs apparently. Choose any game you want, or choose any name you want. I actually don't like that, to be honest. I mean, that was how it was in the game I just played. You just choose a name, name your main character, but I don't like doing that. I don't know. I don't like the self-insert usually. I'd rather just the protagonist be a different person. Dating sim horror. Robots romance. A few years ago, you illegally created an android with the help of underground scientists. Maybe. I'll have to like take a look later. I'll have to take a look. Where should I put this? Oh yeah, I have some... I guess the Spooktober thing is over. There's also an RPG Iceberg, RPG Maker Iceberg I wanna like just go through, see if there's anything interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna put that there. Just go back to it, my own time, see what the writing is like. Anyway, if you want to find, by the way, as I mentioned, like this is how you find games that are niche-ish, I guess, or less known, maybe interesting. Usually you find them in itch.io. At least that's the ones that I find anyway. Tend to be on itch.io. You can check other sites as well. Wasn't there like an RPG Maker site thing? RPG Maker game site? Can't remember. RPGmaker.net? Right? I tried going there, but I think it went down for some reason. There's no explanation. At least I didn't see an explanation. When I try to go to RPGmaker.net, like there's nothing. Is it down? No, RPG Maker website is not down. Well, that's the engine. Servers hosting the servers died. They're trying to find a new one. This is 8 months ago. You know, it's like, huh? Is it down? Click on this and then get freaking doxed. I don't know. Anyway, there used to be this RPGmaker.net website where people upload their RPG Maker games, but oh, it's not you. It's not just you. RPGmaker.net is down. Amazing. Anyway, that's a website that people use, but it's down, so I can't really check it anymore. Why is there an elf with like a mustache? That irks me for some reason. I don't like that. That makes no sense. Elves don't have mustaches. They don't have facial hair. It's against the law. That's against the fantasy law. It doesn't work that way. Two endings, half an hour. Well, it says half an hour, but really it's more like an hour because I read everything. Future warnings, more yandere shenanigans incoming. In development, so it's not done. Maybe, but who's the yandere? You know, is it just this guy? Because that just looks like Vinny Vinesoft with elf ears. So I'm not sure it's that guy. I don't know. This does not seem interesting. I don't know, might be good though. I'm just basing it on like first impressions. First impressions is very important. Alright, oh yeah, the Meat Girl. The Meat Girl guy. Okay. I mean, I did play Meat Girl. It is interesting enough. What is Omotophilia? It's a surreal RPG Maker horror game. Okay, got me interested. It draws inspirations from Mad Father and off. Okay. 811 in Recurse. I don't know what 811 is. What's 811? Game. Oh, this one. Oh, I actually don't know much about this one. I think I've seen it before, but never played it. Anyway. Is it done or is it just a demo? Hold on. It says demo on the tab. Maybe that's why. Oh yeah, because it says released here. It's confusing. You gotta categorize your games properly, developers. But I guess that's why. When it's just a demo, I tend not to play it because I don't want to just play a demo. I want to play the whole game, you know? Usually if I play something. If I decide to play something anyway. Anyway, Recurse. I think that's familiar. Recurse. Right, it was this one. Right, I played this before. Apparently there's like a whole ARG thing I never really dived into. I'm not sure. Like there's like a different like executable zip file, I think. Because CarolineHouse.exe, I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of this means. Apparently there's hidden treasures in the files. I never really like explored that really. I feel like. Anyway. But I remember I did play Recurse before. It was really good actually. It had a really good song. You know, there's that one song that was like really, really awesome. It's like super pumped. I don't know. Anyway. You play as Angel Cakes. Content warnings. Body horror, surreal depictions of eyes, murder, death, corpses, and gore. Yay! You know what? Yeah, okay. I'll put this on my... what do I... marks, I guess? Not really bookmarks, but I'm gonna put that there. Because I have to use my main. I usually keep my bookmarks with my main account on this computer, and I'm too lazy to bring it here. I mean, you can sign in a Firefox, I think, to connect on the bookmarks. But then if I connect on my bookmarks, you'll see all my other bookmarks to my bank or something. You know, I don't want to accidentally click on that. Hungry Neighbors. Yeah, I think I saw this as well. I was planning on playing this. It is a demo though. Yes, I don't usually play demos, but it looked interesting enough. In furry game though. Furry game, cute furry game, except there's tons of murder! Haha! Doesn't that sound familiar? I don't know. How long is the demo though? Spudcats made a video, and then Spudcats again made another video. Very descriptive. You know, just like, I made a video. Neko the Sergio. I think that's a big content creator. Always plays furry games. He always plays that one furry game that I don't watch. That I don't know that it's believable if I'm saying it, but he always plays that one furry game where like I think you turn into other furries or whatever. It's like for some reason big on YouTube. I don't know why. He gets billions of views for that one. I think it's because it's like borderline porn, but like it's allowed technically. So I don't know. Anyway. Looking 2 hours to get through, I guess. So it's not something I can do right now, but maybe next time. Waking Dreams Episode 1: Nightmares of Life. I don't really like episodic stuff, to be honest. Looks promising, but there's not much of a description. I have to watch the trailer, I guess. I don't want to watch the trailer right now. I'm listening to Mitzi. I'm listening to the Mitzi. I was gonna say OST. It's not an OST. It's just their album. Very cool. Very cool, says this one guy. The new day. You will help people where they cannot help themselves. Blah blah blah. I don't know. What's their other games? No portfolio? Only want this game? Not sure. I like the thumbnail. The thumbnail is very invoking, you know? Or is that the right word? Invoking? Evocative? Of something, I don't know. But, not sure about this one, because I just don't know much about it. It doesn't hook me, you know? Fundamental Paper Education Bubble. It's like some person made like, I mean, I think it's an animation that got popular on YouTube, and someone made like a freaking Baldi's Basics version of it. I'm not sure. But then isn't this just a creator FPE game, mobile version? Isn't this, yeah, somebody copied the original game, and this is also another derivative? I don't know. Frozen to the Bone. Back and Run. What's this? Like the thumbnail. Side-scrolling horror and suspense game with visual novel elements. Made in RPG Maker somehow. Blood, gore, body horror, and disturbing audio. And an anime protagonist, which makes me more interested. Any other games, you know, in their portfolio. As I always check as well, if they made previous games that are good, but well, it seems like this is the only one made. Also, their background doesn't scale properly, but anyway. Like, this is not scaling properly, like it's not supposed to go all the way over here. I think you kind of like coded it or scripted it wrong, I think. Looks interesting enough. At least the images look interesting. So I'm going to put this on my bookmarks. Back to it later, my own. No peeking. What is this? No peeking, don't peek! Suspenseful survival game that puts players in the shoes of a vigilant high school girl navigating a chilling situation. Shut down 15 minutes. End of a school day. Haunted by a previous encounter with a stalker who carries a pepper spray, eh? Okay. This is just, you know, living as a woman, I guess. Living as a woman simulator, apparently. I don't know what this means though. Is it a 3D game though? It's like some 2D aspects over here, right? But then it's mostly 3D for some reason. Not sure. I don't know. Yet another killing game. Wow. Now, it has anime art and everything, but it's just in development. I don't know. Oh, Lord Predator. This guy's like, he's tired. It's like, what do you want? Following the story of Patrick. Patrick? Is this the Krusty Krab? No, it's Patrick. What's this? Different bad endings. I like the thumbnail. I wish we could see more. There's no screenshots of the game, you know? Looks interesting. Also, I am pregnant, it says in the game. Demo? Is this a demo? Needs to be, I mean, there's an English description in here. It's about as the prologue of the trial version. So this is just a prologue. Finish in one night. Okay, I mean, it looks interesting, but it seems to be not really like full game necessarily. Just because the art looks really interesting. I don't know, it's mostly just like if the art looks interesting, then I'm like, I'll play it. Or like, I'll try it. Anyway, you know, when you scroll even more, by the way, as you scroll even more down, yeah, you see a lot of at least games that I would say are not for me. I guess. But sometimes you find some interesting ones. What's this? Game. My first game. That's not a good thing, you know, when someone says, this is my first game, you know? I mean, I don't know. Then again, I can't be surprised. It's a prologue though, apparently, so it's not done. I don't like to play like unfinished games, I don't know. Or at least if the story's unfinished, you know? They get left on a big cliffhanger is the problem. Hypnagogia? Is that like a different game? Hypnagogia? I guess is the Yume Nikki version of that game? I don't know, anyway. Suki Love for $3. Wow. I don't know. Anyway, as you scroll down, if you scroll even more down, a wannabe influencer. I guess things like 1 star for some reason. Do they deserve 1 star? I don't know. It's got 2 stars. I recognize the developer, but I remember them making a game. I can't remember which game was it. I don't know. It was a game that was never finished. They made like a parody of that game, but then they don't know it never finished the actual game, and they made another game, but then they don't allow you to play it anymore. It's confusing. I like the general design, to be honest, even though I don't know. It's like, I guess, simplistic, I guess, in a way, but I actually like the character designs. Apparently it's got 2 stars for some reason. I don't know. Somebody rated it 2 stars. Somebody didn't like it. They put 2 stars. You know, just because of that, I'll give it a shot. I'll put it in my bookmarks. I want to critique, you know, review it myself. See if it's actually as bad as that person thinks it is. I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's it. I think that'll be for today. You know, I just kind of like looked through itch.io games because I didn't know what to play really, because I didn't have time to play really anything. So I just kind of like looked through a bunch of itch.io games, and you know, that's a few. Anyway, that's what I could find anyway. So I think that's it for today, really. It's almost not exactly 4 hours, but it's almost. So, you know, I think I'll probably just stop here. I don't know if there's any interesting, you know, the last segment, I guess, but I figured I would do that because people sometimes ask me, where do I find these like weird games? And I'm like, this is how I do it, you know? That's the process. Now you can do it too. Just rambling, looking at like random stuff that people made. Okay, what's the button? This button? Alright. So that'll be it for today. How much? What did I accomplish today? I don't know. Well, I finished the Awaria hard mode at least, so there's that. You know, and Astronaut was like a really good game. But, you know, I think it was a good day. I just didn't play a lot of games, I guess, today. Just a couple. But, you know, I think it was good. But alright. So next time, though, I might check out those games that I saw. I might even, yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of games I haven't played yet, so, you know, probably tomorrow I'll probably play those games, actually. So that's probably what I'll do. We start with Mina's Cooking, you know, that weird, like, not weird, but like the cutesy one, the cutesy looking one that has a freaking horror twist to it, you know, most likely. So we'll probably check that out. That's the idea. And, yeah. That's the plan. And that'll be it for today's stream. So, let me just say, my usual schedule is Saturday, Sunday, noon Eastern Time, and tomorrow I will play more video games. Isn't that crazy? And also, this VOD will probably be copyright claimed out of the wazoo. Like, not only was I playing Awaria previously, a little bit earlier, I'm also playing the full album from the same musician. So I don't know if that will also be like super copyright claimed, but oh well. Anyway, but yeah. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you around. Bye bye.